Okay, it says on here that I'm live, so I'm gonna be checking the YouTube and awesome. Yay.
So usually it's green if it's good, and then I think it turns yellow if it's bad, and then it turns red if it's really bad.
Okay, was mine on red?
No, it's green right now. It was on yellow a second ago.
Okay. Look at this look at this Stalfos on the throne. Okay, and then so I should be able to see the chat through the Restream tab, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and if it Alright, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna make the announcement on the Discord if that's okay. Alright, so yeah, I need the link to the YouTube, so alright.
Anytime that a channel does a live stream, the link is always the same as their YouTube URL, just /live.
Okay.
So mine would be like youtube.com/gamerjesse/live.
Alright, and then paste. Let's see.
Yes, we just now started Master.
Yeah, I can see his Oh, this is so cool. How are you, the master of masters?
No,
Yeah. This is.
from the Discord. The one. Hello, the one.
What have you done to Jesse? What you don't know won't hurt you. who who are you and what have you done with Jesse? Ah, man. Oh man, my controller unplugged. I gotta relaunch to Link to the Past. No. Will it still work if I plug it back in really quickly? Please tell me it does. Please tell me it does. Oh, thank God it does.
So that starts with you know, like they're carrying the other girl away, and Princess Zelda's just locked in, but they're like putting the spear to the back of the other girl. What
Yeah.
do they do with
With
her?
the girl that they were spearing?
Yeah.
I believe it's she's the same girl that Aghanim does his hocus pocus thing to send into the Dark World. Oh, and we got.
I don't know. It's a very strange thing. Because in Skyward Sword you had the stamina gauge, but you still ran to the edge to jump. And then in Breath of the Wild they gave you the stamina gauge.
But now you just drop like a rock.
Yeah. I liked like it was something that I wished I always could have done in Zelda games. Like you could always side jump, backflip, but you couldn't just do a normal jump.
Okay, so.
Skyward Sword had it so you could do a normal jump as well.
Alright.
Like if you held your shield up, there was a button. I think you had to hold your shield up, press A, and you would do like you would hop in the air, and then after you hopped, you'd have to swing the controller forward, and then he would do a jump attack.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, so.
Hop in that game, but it wasn't jumping like it is in Breath of the Wild. I don't know, like both have.
The shortcut to Ganon is this way. Okay, so if you don't mind me, really quick, I'm going to explain to the chat what this is, because notice we're not playing as Link this time. So this is Link to the Past Randomized. Pretty much in this game, everything is random. Like, okay, so for example, this chest, we would usually get, what, the lamp, I think? Yeah, we would get the lamp in the first chest. This time, it's $20. This time we get $20. And pretty much everything is random. So in the places where you could get the Master Sword, you could get something completely different. You can get a single rupee, or you can get the 4th sword upgrade. You can get pretty much anything is switched around. So it opens the game up a little bit. And they also changed some of the dialogue to kind of short down on the time you're playing, so you can just get to the next place. But pretty much everything's randomized. You just got to go around and you got to look for stuff, and it's awesome. I love, excuse me, I love playing Link to the Past randomized, and you can also change the character sprites. So we are playing as Zelda from Twilight Princess. Play as Zelda. Yeah. What up? What up? Kind of a mix. Like you can definitely tell her. She still has her brown hair from Twilight Princess. But these sprites are very well done, and like it's not just Zelda characters that you can change it to. You can play as like a Mario World inspired Mario. You can play as Mario with Cappy. You can play as Sonic the Hedgehog. You can play as Luigi and oh yeah, yeah, that's exactly what. Yes, we got bombs, so we can access the one room with 3 chests early on. So we're gonna be able to get some items. I'm excited. I can't. I am so happy to finally be doing this. It's absolutely awesome. Yeah, well, playing the randomizer, streaming, all of that. I've been so excited to do all of it. It's it's so great. But hey, that's better than what I usually get. Yeah. Which those models are amazing, by the way. I love the Hyrule Warriors models for for those characters. There's Sabaski. Oh, this is meta. Um, I believe so. Can anybody in the chat confirm or deny if you can hear Jesse? Yeah, so one of the first items I got was the bug catching net. Master of Masters. Yeah.
So here's what you do. Go down to your right click. No, stop.
Huh? What? What?
Click on your speaker, like where you can adjust your volume.
Yeah.
Go to volume mixer, and then raise Discord all the way up, and then lower the volume manually on everything else, but just have Discord all the way up.
Discord all the way up.
And turn everything else down really low.
Okay, really low. Well, I'm gonna need to turn speakers up. And okay. Alright, so I can hear the master says I can hear him barely as if he's in another country. Well, let me turn my desktop audio up.
Alright.
Okay, see how that sounds.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes? No?
This is Jesse talking. Not playing, though. Yeah, so one of the first items I got was the bug catching net. So we are literally ready to go fight Ganon. Because I think you can beat Aghanim with just the bug catching net.
After you get into a room where you don't have to move, pause the game or whatever.
Okay.
If you go to your OBS,
okay.
And you see the desktop audio, is it all the way up?
Now it is.
Okay. So they should be able, whenever I'm talking, how far does it go up? You should be able to see it moving as I talk.
It goes right below yellow, so people should be able to hear you now.
And how loud is it when you talk?
About the same spot.
Okay, so we should be good.
Awesome.
Alright.
Okay, Chrissy G says better. Hi, Chrissy G. I didn't realize you were in the chat.
I have an idea. So I'm on a private call with you, so what I'm going to do is say bye-bye, okay. And then you can join the group chat.
Oh, in the Discord server? Okay. So, bye-bye for like 3... Oh, he already left! Alright, there we go.
Yay!
Yay!
Now Chrissy can join with us if she would like.
Yeehaw! Alright. Okay, so Jesse, let's start making predictions. How soon am I gonna get the Master Sword?
2 minutes.
2 minutes, okay. Only...
I just listened to it. They can hear me really well.
Alright.
So it's all good.
We will, there will be times where we will not be able to progress because of, we won't have certain items. Like, I will not be able to get through Dungeon 1 all the way if I don't find the bow before, before we enter it. Or, like, I won't be able to get into Dungeon 2 if I can't find the Book of Medora and the Titan's Mitt, or the Power Gloves.
Who joined us?
Oh,
it's Chrissy!
Oh, it's Chrissy! Hi, Chrissy.
Hi. Hi. I'm
Tevy's
supporting
channel.
my buddy over here.
Yeah, Tevy's streaming on my channel for the first time.
Oh, it's so exciting! I'm in the big leagues now.
What other people on YouTube that are wait, how do I say this? Okay, what other people do you know of on YouTube that have a channel as successful as mine that randomly let other people stream on their channel?
None. Like, literally none. Karen Wigan says, I hate this. I'm going to unsubscribe. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You gotta do it for at least the chat.
Yeah, like, does my face disgust him that much to where he's just gonna unsubscribe?
The thing is, if they want to unsubscribe, they can. Because if they have that thought in their head, then I don't want them in the community anyways. We're better off without them.
No.
Aw.
Oh, Tabby. Danny goes.
My.
Yeah.
All right.
Because
So
why are they subscribed to a Zelda YouTube channel if they don't want to watch a Zelda live stream?
I am. Make no sense to me.
Alright.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure what they're expecting, but
Yeah. We apologize. A YouTube channel known for Zelda videos is streaming a Zelda game.
yeah, this is very meta. We are escorting Zelda through the dungeon, and we
As
ourselves
Zelda.
as Zelda. Yeah. Okay. We got 3 chests here. Jesse, make a prediction. What's in this one?
Boomerang.
$100. Okay. Chrissy, what's in this one?
do they have rings in that game?
Rings?
I don't know. Okay, there's the
You know how
map.
they have the rings
Ooh,
sometimes,
herpes.
or candles. I didn't play that one yet, ever.
He already has the candle, which is like a
Oh.
lantern.
Actually, I don't have the lantern.
Oh, see now, Jess.
Huh?
Because everything's randomized. I could have set it to where I could get the lantern right away, but I consider that cheating.
Okay,
Yeah.
All I need at the
Ruby.
beginning is my sword, and yeah, so I got $100, a heart piece, and the dungeon map, which means this last chest that we will get in the sanctuary, which for some reason the sanctuary counts as being part of the dungeon.
Okay.
So yeah, because here's the priest.
Ruby.
yeah,
I'm gonna
'cause-
say Ruby.
Because
Did
the
you open it
dungeon
yet?
would be the bottom.
Ooh, green potion.
So it
Got
kinda
a
makes
magic
sense.
potion.
Oh, potion! I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Well, now we can get the item from the sick kid in Kakariko Village, but I'm not going
Yeah.
to Kakariko Village first because
So,
we.
in case you
Yeah.
don't understand, Chrissy, what he's doing is he's playing like a modded, hacked version of A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo, but it's
Alright.
randomized. So, like, all of the weapons and items and stuff that you would normally get are all random.
Gotcha.
So,
I got
like, it's like rolling dice every time you open a chest or something.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're going to get.
Well, that's fun.
To quote Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna find inside that chest in A Link to the Past. So we are actually gonna be
Yeah.
going to the Lost Woods first because there are 2 items that we can get right now. And so I'm hoping.
And just so you know,
I'm
your
hoping one of 'em is the-
stream is a few seconds behind. So right now, you just picked up a bush and threw it.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, we got the flute.
and you just now entered through. So
Wait,
I'll
did
tell
you
you when
get
you
the
get the
flute?
flute.
Yeah.
See, I knew that.
Alright,
I knew that.
I'm
It's
hoping-
kinda like the
I'm
old
hoping
game.
that we can get the mirror sometime soon.
Yeah, you just fell down a hole.
I'm hoping that we can get the mirrors. Oh my
You
god.
just now picked up the flute. What are you saying, OMG, about?
I literally said, okay, I'm hoping that one of these items is the flute. And what's the next item I find? Well, not the flute. I was hoping that one of the next items we would get is the mirror.
The mirror.
What's the next item? The mirror.
Yeah. The Master of Masters says the person who said they hated this and unsubscribed may have just stated the fact that someone else was streaming right now rather than hating Zelda stuff.
That I
Well,
can understand.
Still, I don't want anyone, like, I don't want people with negativity like that a part of my friend community.
Yeah, if it's
so,
not Jesse, just don't say anything at all and then just go. That's all.
Yeah, move on with your day.
yeah, you don't need to be a dingleberry about it.
It's like I understand it. I'm never going to match the coolness that is Game Over Jesse, but I mean, come on, man. I'd like
No,
to
it's
think I'm
like
cool enough.
So I've had like 5J does the weekly streams. Like he'll stream. He's been doing Link's Awakening once a week. He'll play for a couple of hours. Holly Wolf used to stream. I know my boobs aren't as nice as hers, but no, I don't think anyone ever. There's like a few people that would come in, and I think they would joke, complain, and be like, "Hey, this isn't Jesse. What's going on here? What did you do with Jesse?"
Okay.
Jesse.
Really quick. 2 things. One, Pengu Daegu in the chat says, "How can I get this?" You can go onto You can go to Google, you can go to the Link to the Past randomizer website. They have instructions there that you can do this. You have to download the Japanese emulator specifically in order to get this to work. I don't know why the Japanese emulator? Not the Japanese emulator, the Japanese version of A Link to the Past, that ROM. But you can go to the Link to the Past
Triforce
randomizer.
of the Gods.
Yeah, the Triforce of the Gods version specifically.
Yeah. The A Link to the Past in Japan was called Triforce of the Gods.
And I believe
Just like the original Legend of Zelda in Japan was called the Hyrule Fantasy.
Yeah.
Did you know that, Chrissy?
Pegasus boots.
I think you mentioned it at one point. I think.
And instead of the Legend of Zelda, it was originally called the Hyrule Fantasy, and then they changed it to the Legend of Zelda later on.
Alright, so really quick, take a look at my inventory right now. This is great.
Why did they do that, you asked?
Yeah, we were trying to figure out, I think, why they made us different than them, you know?
Oh, because they're racist. No, I think it was, I don't know when it came out, but it might have been something like, instead of calling it the Hyrule Fantasy, maybe they were afraid some people would have confused it as part of the Final Fantasy series.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, like, if they would have called it the Hyrule Fantasy in America, then maybe people who didn't know better would have assumed, like, oh, this is just part 2 to Final Fantasy or something.
Yeah.
So they called it The Legend of Zelda. And then they renamed it The Legend of Zelda in Japan later on. Because originally, the first Zelda game wasn't playable on the Famicom, which was the Japanese name for the Nintendo Entertainment System, the first Nintendo. They had the Famicom, and then they released the Famicom Disk System, which was a floppy disk attachment for the console, and it was only playable on the floppy disk because the game's file size was too big for the normal cartridge, and it used like better music and stuff that the original console couldn't handle. So whenever they released it in America, we also got a downgraded version so that it would work on the normal console. So a bit of trivia for everybody. Zelda originally released on a floppy disk.
What's a floppy disk? Okay.
Oh, well, I know what that is. I don't know about you young heads, though.
No, the crazy thing is, like, sorry, Tevy, but, like, even as common as CDs and DVDs are, if you buy, like, a newer laptop or something, they don't even come with disk drives.
Yeah.
Which is insane to me. Because, like, my newest laptop that I have doesn't have a disk drive because it's so thin that, like, there's no space for you to, like, slide the disk into it, which is insane. But anyways, what were you saying, Tevy?
So if you take a look at my inventory, we got a lot of early game good stuff. Like I have the Master Sword now, I have the Pegasus boots, the Power Gloves, and I have the Blue Mail. So
already? This is the beginning of the game?
Yeah, literally just started the game. More bombs, really? I don't need more bombs right now. And then we also got the flute. So Hyrule Gamer, Jesse looks different. Hello, Hyrule Gamer. How are you tonight?
Today.
But so far we're doing pretty good. Yeah, we're doing very, very good.
What's going on at your house, Chrissy?
I'm actually trying to get on. I was currently playing Breath of the Wild. Now I'm on my computer trying to get on YouTube so I can watch what you're doing because I'm through my phone. And the other people are playing Fortnite, I think.
Oh.
Alright, what's this mini game?
And daughter are playing Fortnite?
Danny is playing Fortnite. Can you believe this?
Yeah.
He hasn't played a video game.
You can take this
forever.
trash.
Why wouldn't he play it?
He just hadn't played a video game since SOCOM. So we finally got him on. I think we enticed him with all our funness. So now he's practicing. He's practicing so he can play with you guys.
Okay, so really all I need to find now is the Moon Pearl, and we can go straight to the Dark World, which is awesome.
Woo! Headed to the Dark World. What?
Yeah.
The heck?
But even if we do have the option to go to the Dark World, I'm not going to go just yet because of how low my health is right now.
Alright.
And even though I can't, like at this time right now, I can't beat the
Gibbs!
Wait, Gibbs is here? Gibbs
Yeah,
is
he
here?
just joined.
Ah, Gibbs! Hi, Gibbs!
And he doesn't even feel good, so that's awesome. He's
Oh,
supporting
I
you.
keep dropping in the water. Alright, let me look up OBS. There we go. Okay.
Hey,
Hyrule Gamer.
Ilya's on.
Chabima.
Uh-oh.
Ilya and Kayla and
And
Hyrule
Kayla.
Gamer are all watching. The Zelda Collector, we need to make him a mod. Zelda Collector, add moderator. Why are you laughing?
Why is my computer
I just
so
got the
behind
level
me?
2 Master Sword!
Oh,
Out of a chest. How nice.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Gibbs.
Hello.
Kayla, Ilya, if you guys want, join on the Discord. We're in social chat. You can join and chat with us. It's me and Tevy and Gibbs and Chrissy and Tevy and me and Chrissy and Gibbs and me.
Ilya says that
Oh, I see you laughing now.
Dark World has
Dark
killer
World-
music. I agree. Dark World has amazing music, especially if you play A Link Between Worlds.
Especially if you're playing Mega Man X3 in the background.
Oh my
Oh, wait.
god, Mega Man.
Hey,
Okay.
it's a great game.
I
See,
would
Oh my god, guys, here's the Moon Pearl. I can't get it yet, but there's the Moon Pearl.
Dude, how come you're getting all this stuff?
I don't know.
'Cause it's
Okay,
randomized.
I need to find the Book of Medora. I have to find it.
It's in the
Okay, it's
library.
next.
It's a mistranslation. It's the Book of Majora.
The book.
I wish.
How come YouTube's behind what we're saying here?
Because it takes it like 10 seconds to buffer out.
Yeah.
Well,
I might, but
Alright.
I packed away
Okay,
my
Gibbs.
mic, leaving for vacay tomorrow, but I will still be free for podcasts.
What's up?
I need you to help make a prediction for me. What is in this chest?
Ooh. The rock feather. The rock cape, I'm sorry.
Nope, it's a heart piece.
It's an old man.
I hate you,
Tevy.
Gibbs.
Question, Tevy.
Yeah.
The Zelda Collector says, I've never played Randomizer yet. Do you go and collect all the chests before attempting a dungeon?
That's what I personally do. I try to collect as many chests as I possibly can, and do all that stuff before I go
Yeah.
for a dungeon, because all the chests in the dungeons are randomized too. Everything is randomized.
Okay. So, Joseph in the chat says, what's the worst thing to come out of the Zelda franchise? The negativity in the community is the worst thing.
The second
Like
worst
the-
thing is the CDI
The
games.
bad fans. The bad fans are the worst things.
Yeah.
The ones that hated on Nintendo so much that they had Wind Waker 2 canceled.
Yeah.
But then we got Twilight Princess.
So yeah, everything's fine. All right. So really quick, I'm gonna show my map. If you take a look
I
at
got this new deodorant and it smells so good, guys. Like I wish you could just smell me.
oh anything.
what, you gonna get back again, ready? Shower time.
So, if you look at my map right now, where I would originally go to get the spiritual stone of, not the spiritual stone, the pendant of courage. Now the pendant of wisdom is in its place, and 2 of the crystals you can get in the Dark World are now in the place of the courage and power pendants. So those are switched around too, which is awesome. But it sucks at the same time because you cannot get the reward from Sahasrara for beating the first dungeon unless you specifically have the pendant of courage.
Yeah. You know what the most horrible way to play A Link to the Past? I had it on my Nintendo Wii, and playing it with just the Wii remote was horrible. Gibbs wants to know. Oh, you're in the chat, Gibbs. Gibbs says, explain why Triforce Heroes is so bad. Because Ilya Rose, co-host of the podcast and voices some of the videos, said the CDI games and Triforce Heroes laugh out loud. Gibbs is snickering.
No, that was Tevy.
Tevy's
Okay, we just got the level 4 sword. We got all the sword upgrades in less than half an hour. That is amazing.
What if you get a weaker upgrade? Will you be stuck with it?
Well, actually, no, it doesn't matter because I got all the upgrades in order. But, let's say that, okay, so,
hold on really quick.
Yeah.
The Master of Masters says, we do have Wind Waker 2. It's called Phantom Hourglass. So, Wind Waker 2 originally was going to be made on the Gamecube, but because backlash on the cartoony art style was so horrible, Nintendo decided to do the complete opposite of Wind Waker. So instead of Wind Waker 2, they ended up making the cartoony Zelda game as realistic as they could at the time, and we got Twilight Princess. So Wind Waker 2 was a completely different thing than Phantom Hourglass. We were going to get Adult Link in cartoon form. We would have had the only appearance of Toon Epona. The map would have been, what did they say? They said it would have been like around the same size as the map from Wind Waker, but half of the map would be full of land and the other half would have been water, whereas in Wind Waker it was only like 10% land. So we would have had like a huge version of Hyrule with like a bunch of surrounding islands around it. There would have been Toon Epona. Toon Epona, guys. We never got Toon Epona.
That would have been cute.
Yeah, we have like anime Epona, but
yeah,
like Breath of the Wild. Anyways, also y'all, I have 45-hour drive tomorrow in which I am not the driver. Finally, time to catch up on all my games.
Yeah, boy. Okay, so Jesse, you said something earlier about what would happen if you got a downgraded version of an item after the upgraded version.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go into my inventory so I can show you. Maybe I can show you.
My left nipple hurts.
That's very
Whoa, that's so random.
Alright, so this this little X and Y thing that's popping up right now, that will hover over some items that have different upgrades. So let's say that I get the red boomerang, which is the more powerful version, before the blue boomerang. I can press Y on that item, and I will get I will equip the alternate version. So yeah, they added that feature so that you're not accidentally replacing your upgrades, which is awesome. I love that. But yeah, we're rocking blue mail. We got the fourth sword. Everything is going great.
I think A Link to the Past has the strongest sword.
I believe so.
Of any Zelda game. Because like the
fairy,
yeah, the golden sword, right?
Yeah, this is the golden master sword.
Yeah. Because it's 4 times stronger than the master sword?
I believe so. I'm not sure. If somebody could look that up, that'd be fantastic.
And then, like, the Big Goron sword is twice as strong. But then, like, there's the Great Fairy sword.
Yeah.
Is that just twice as strong as well?
I think the Great Fairy sword is... you're talking about the one from Majora's Mask, right?
Yeah, because you start out with the Kakiri sword, and then you double its damage with the Gilded sword.
Yeah.
And then the Gilded sword turns into...
Actually, I think it was the Razor sword that turns into the
Razor
Gilded
sword, and then the Gilded sword.
Yeah.
So I think the Great Fairy sword and the Golden sword would be even in that case.
Okay, guys, pray for me
that. Talk to the witch in the hut; she'll refill your health. Says the Master of Masters of Master of Masters of Masters.
I will do that on my way back.
Is that
Pray that we get Zora flippers in the actual location for the Zora flippers, because if not, we will miss out on the bow for now.
is that the Kingdom Farts reference? The
What?
Master of Masters.
I'm not
13.
sure.
I'm trying to figure out what the pickles are.
Oh well, we got a
Pickles.
medallion, so we're
Pickles are gross.
Did you see him? He was fighting him just a second ago. Well,
I gave my pickles to Kayla.
What? I didn't know there was pickles in this game.
good. You can.
No, I mean real life pickles. Cause
No, I'm talking about in the game. He was just smacking some pickles. I'm like, what?
no,
What
those are Zora.
No,
those-
before the
yeah.
Zora.
Those are River Zora.
No, not those. She's talking about like. Hold on, let me find one.
They
I-
were like
yeah,
before he got to the Zora.
Yeah, I know which one she's talking about.
Oh, the choo-choos.
Are they choo-choos?
What?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're
Yeah.
Why do they
choo-choos.
look like green pickles?
Yeah, they're
Beef.
choo-choos. So
These things right here.
when I was in LA, there was this restaurant at the airport. I bought chicken tacos because I was trying to not eat beef at that time. So I got chicken tacos, and it was the nastiest chicken tacos that I'd ever ate.
Why are you eating airport food?
Because I was stuck at the airport for like 14 hours.
Oh no. Ugh.
You should have just ate pizza.
Yeah,
Pizza.
those are choo-choos.
Yeah, those are choo-choos.
Bring me
I
a
still
mushroom.
haven't seen
Okay.
them yet. I'm not seeing them yet.
Look at the screen.
Oh, those.
Yeah,
oh no,
yeah,
they're,
these
they're
little green
definitely
things.
pickles.
Okay. So, all right. Plans as of.
Zelda
go ahead,
Collector.
Jesse.
Go to our Discord that you are already in, Zelda Collector. Join the voice chat and talk to us. You can be on the live stream with us. And you can hear our sexy voice. La, 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 la.
Okay. Ilya said I thought those were electric something or others.
Oh.
They're electric chews.
Something along the
Wow,
lines,
why
but
do they look like that?
actually, an effect that they have in the game is that if you swipe them with your sword, you will get shocked. But if you have the level 4 Master Sword, then you take no damage.
Also,
Huh.
by the way, in this game they're called the Buzz Blob, which are reminiscent of the choo-choos.
Okay.
That
Alright,
is
3 more
crazy.
chests,
It's so weird.
$20, bomb upgrade, and another bomb upgrade. Now we're getting the crappy items.
There's nothing left.
The difference between these and the choo-choos is that these have feet
Yeah,
and the
they're
choo-choos
long.
don't.
I didn't like the choo-choo design in Twilight Princess. They were just giant blobs.
Yeah.
Chrissy,
I don't know, but yeah.
look in the
Buzz blobs.
social
Yeah,
chat.
okay.
There's a link for the choo-choos that I posted, so you can look at what all the different choo-choos from all the different games
Alright,
look
guys,
like.
are we ready to go to the first dungeon? We're going to the Eastern Palace.
Choo-choo.
Where's my phone?
I ate it.
It's 20 past midnight here in the
Oh,
UK.
the
Zelda Collector,
choo-choos
go to bed.
in the choo-choos in Hyrule Warriors looks exactly like the choo-choos from like Wind Waker.
Yeah, because in Hyrule Warriors, what but the whole story behind that was that they were pulling enemies from across the timeline. So they're pulling specifically the Wind Waker choo-choos or the Twilight Princess Bulblins or the
The
Skyward
ones in
Sword
Majora's
Bahamut.
Mask
What those
look
look
the
like.
worst.
I hate the ones in Majora's Mask. They look so stupid.
The
Yeah.
Twilight
Take
Princess
that
ones
back.
are dumb. I forgot what they were.
Yeah, they're just giant
They're like-
blobs. That's
Yeah,
not unique
that's
at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Breath of the Wild
Skyward
has them as blobs
Sword
too.
choo-choos are cool. They're
Well,
I like
they're
them.
blobs. They're blobs with eyeballs. So they're.
You're an
they're-
eyeball.
Oh, thanks.
He-
It's
I-
20 past midnight for Zelda Collector. That's why I can't join.
Okay, so I do not have the lamp and I do not have the bow, which means I cannot
We have 20
complete.
people watching Tevi.
Awesome. But since I do not have the bow and I do not have the lamp, I cannot finish Dungeon 1. I will have
Then
to.
why did you go in?
Because there are chests in here that I need to get. I'm gonna get all the chests before I leave.
Master
Gee, you
Master
need to be
says,
watching. Come on.
when I was a kid, I used to want Nintendo to make Paper Zelda. Yeah, so Al Numa joked about Paper Zelda when he was being interviewed by Game Informer for Breath of the Wild. He was wearing a Paper Zelda shirt, and they asked him if he was working on Paper Zelda, and he jokingly laughed and said yes. But was he being serious? Who knows? He could have just been joking, or he could have been totally serious. Yeah, like, so, like, there was another question where Miyamoto was asked who Bowser Jr.'s mom is.
And he pointed at himself.
He pointed at himself
Oh, good God.
as, like, Bowser's mom. So,
Really.
like, you never know if, like, when he's giving the answers, if he's being serious or if he's making stuff
Yeah,
up.
if he's
But honestly, the only other thing that we actually know about the next 2D Zelda game, like A Link Between Worlds or whatever, is that Aonuma said that he wants to change, he said he wants to evolve what people think of 2D games. Which I have no idea what that could possibly mean, because technically A Link Between Worlds is a 2D top-down Zelda game, but it has like 3D character models and everything. It's not 2D sprites. So it's already evolved from what a typical 2D game is. So anyways, I'm just ranting. I'm sorry, guys.
Okay, so I need to find... God, this is really hard to do without a... this is really hard to do without a lamp. Okay, yeah, we gotta leave. Ah, dang it.
Did you not get a lamp?
No, I don't have the lamp, and yeah, so I gotta go. Hopefully we find the Book of Medora somewhere, because I really need that to get into Dungeon 2.
It's the Book of Majora.
Yeah, shut up, Gibbs.
How do I find your Twitch, Tevy?
You should just have to go to Twitch and type in, all lowercase, TevyBear 2018. So I'm hoping that
Why
we
did
can...
you put 2018 on it?
I believe just regular TevyBear was taken. Yeah, so
Alright, I just followed you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, you have a viewer now.
Oh, awesome.
Aw.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that we can find the Book of Medora, because if not...
Majora.
Majora, whatever.
Yeah.
Look.
If we can find the book, I'm just gonna say the book. If we can find the book, we can get the Moon
It's
Pearl.
not a book, it's a Sheikah slate.
Oh my god.
You mean the Hyrule Encyclopedia?
No,
Yeah.
it's a Sheikah slate.
Yeah, if we find the Sheikah slate, we can go...
No, it's a book.
Oh my god. there's no arguing with you.
No, so I found, whenever they first revealed the Sheikah slate, it was during the trailer where they showed off Twilight Princess HD for the first time, and before that, Link never had the book. So, or like it looked like a book anyway. It looked like the Book of Medora because it has the Sheikah symbol on the top, just like the Book of Medora. So I thought that it was the Book of Medora because nobody knew that he was going to have like a tablet.
Yeah.
Nobody knew Link was going to be taking an iPad with him. So I thought it was the Book of Medora, and I gave a huge video that I made on like the history of the Book of Medora from all of the different games, and like even with Ocarina of Time 3D, which was at the time the newest remake for a Zelda game, and when they remade that game, they went in and added the Book of Medora to it. If you go to the Sheikah house in Kakariko Village, there's the Book of Medora sitting on top of the table in one of the rooms.
Ah.
And then Skyward Sword has I forgot what it was, but it was a book that one of them has. And then in Twilight Princess, which was also being remade at that time, they have the Ancient Sky book in it. And I theorized that they're all the same book because like the Book of Medora originated from Skyloft and Skyward Sword. So what would you call a book that came from the sky thousands of years ago? you would call it the Ancient Sky Book, which is what it's referred to in Twilight Princess.
That's
Like,
funny.
Yeah, you would, like, the name gets very literal to where it's like Ancient Sky Book. So I theorized that because, you know, it plays a big part of Twilight Princess,
we got the
and
hammer.
it's in Ocarina of Time, they added it into the remake when it wasn't even originally there. So obviously, this is going to be the Book of Medora. What else could it be? It's a big book-like thing with the Sheikah symbol on top. And it's not even a book. It's kind of a book.
All right,
it's more like a Kindle.
Sheikah outfit. Yes.
So yeah, so Master of Masters asks, if I skip the lamp in the real version of the game, will dark rooms be pitch black? Yes, they will, except for in Hyrule Castle. Those will always stay kind of light. Yeah, if we don't find the Book of Medora, I might have to do a complete reset.
Oof.
Oh, I hate this dungeon.
Oh, this dungeon's
Would
fine.
you have rather had Wind Waker 2, even if that meant we never got Twilight Princess? So that's a huge topic,
And Twilight Princess
because
is my favorite.
yeah, so Wind Waker 2 was canceled and we got Twilight Princess instead. And the same thing happened with Zelda Ura. So, like, a lot of people say that they wished Ura Zelda would have released, so we would have had the expansion to Ocarina of Time. We would have had the complete game instead of just, like, half of it. So, the thing is, if Ura Zelda would have released, we never would have gotten Majora's Mask.
Yeah, and I'm glad
Because
that
Majora's Mask was made because Aonuma still had all of these dungeon designs and ideas that weren't used in the expansion. So he took all of the extra ideas they had, mixed it with new ideas, and that's how they were able to make Majora's Mask in a single year, where Ocarina of Time took like 5 or 6 years. So if we wouldn't have gotten Zelda Ura, then Majora's Mask. Or if we would have gotten Ura Zelda, Majora's Mask never would have existed. And if Majora's Mask never would have existed, that means like no Fierce Deity Link. Wind Waker would have been completely different as well, because Wind Waker, it would have came out a lot sooner because Miyamoto wanted to hurry and make a Zelda game for the GameCube. But Aonuma said, no, let's make another game for the Nintendo 64. Once we finish it, then we can start on the Zelda game for the GameCube. So they released Majora's Mask, and then they started on the Wind Waker. So we could have gotten Wind Waker like a year or two sooner than we would have. Like, it could have been a launch game, but then it probably would have ended up looking and being completely different. Yeah. I'm rambling again. Sorry, guys.
no, it's fine. Let me see.
My Zelda history's popping in. Which we have a video with Hard for Games. Tony from Hard for Games. We talked to him about this because his channel is all about like beta games and the Nintendo 64 disk drive and a bunch of other stuff. He had a video with Metal Jesus Rocks.
That name is awesome. Metal Jesus Rocks.
Yeah. So Metal Jesus Rocks, I don't know how he got it, but he has one of the... Actually, it is the only known working American Nintendo 64 disk drive, because they were only released in Japan. They were never released in America because they failed in Japan. But he has one that is like American. So it was like a prototype, but nobody...
It could have been a production.
All right,
part.
guys, we're fighting the first
Yeah.
boss. We're fighting our first boss, and it's the worst one in the original 3 dungeons. I hate this
Yeah.
boss so much
what
because
were
he
you
can do
saying,
that
Gibbs?
to you.
I said I do think it was a production prototype.
Yeah.
No, 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 no. Whew, 2 shot.
Because especially for hardware, I mean, it's all the chipsets and everything that they would have been
Oh, it's a key.
used in
Yeah.
production, especially for the American audience, which all the region differences and stuff like that.
See, like, everyone's talking about, like, the Russian hackers fixing the election and stuff. they need to hire all of those Russian hackers and get them to like hack into Nintendo and download all of the beta versions of all of the Zelda games.
Use them for something good, damn it.
Give us that Ura expansion for the Legend of Zelda. Give us the what was it? There was the planned Wind Waker Game Boy Advanced remake. There was Zelda 3 that was canceled and changed to A Link to the Past. There was the beta version of Twilight Princess where you can like what was it? Like it had the Queen Goma like chasing after you in the Lost Woods or whatever. Where like the actual game, the boss fight with Queen Goma is really horrible because you have to like use the hammers. But we do have Ura Zelda. It was remade on the Gamecube as Ocarina of Time Master Quest. So here's the thing. A lot of people mistakenly believe that Master Quest is Ura Zelda, but it isn't. It's completely the opposite, because Master Quest, the only thing it does is give you redesigned dungeons. When originally, and this is from like Aonuma and Miyamoto's own words, Ura Zelda was supposed to add in new characters, new locations, like new villages, like Kakariko Village and Hyrule Castletown. There were supposed to be more places like that. There's supposed to be more items, new dungeons or new temples, all of this stuff. And it was supposed to continue the story of Ocarina of Time. Master Quest doesn't give you new dungeons. It doesn't give you new cities or villages to explore. It doesn't give you any new items. It doesn't give you any new characters. It doesn't give you any extra stories. All it does is just remix the dungeons. And that's not what it was supposed to be. Ura Zelda was going to be on the disk drive for the Nintendo 64. So you would put the disk drive in with the cartridge of the game, and it adds a full second story to the game.
Yeah, but much like the Jaguar CD, it was a huge commercial failure.
Yeah.
And was never released outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it also supposed to have some type of customizable tunics and stuff like that, as in different colors and whatnot?
Well, yeah, that's part of like the different items and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
So,
to go into the water temple, you were supposed to have, you know, the blue tunic. To go into the fire temple, you're supposed to have the red tunic, and presumably there would have been a yellow tunic and a white tunic, which the white tunic, like a lot of other things that weren't used from Ura Zelda, was moved to Majora's Mask, which is why Majora's Mask is so heavy with side quests, because a lot of those side quests were supposed to be added in with Ocarina of Time, the Ura expansion, and then a lot of the masks were supposed to be added in as well. And then people think that the white tunic was reused as the Fierce Deity
Makes
tunic.
sense.
So.
Okay, so just so I can update everybody in the call right now, we found an alternate way to get to the Moon Pearl. So now we can go to the Dark World.
Nice. So another thing is, in Ocarina of Time, you have, in the item menu, you have where it has the place for all of the medallions, and then in between the medallions there's the Triforce place. So presumably the first part of the game, where you start as a kid, you get the 3 spiritual stones. And then the second part of the game, you get the medallions. And in the third part of the game, just speculation, you get the Triforce pieces, because in between all of the spiritual, or not spiritual stones, in between all of the medallions that you get from the temples, there's the engravings, like the same engravings that you have for the medallions, you have for the 3 Triforce pieces. And they would have filled in just like it would have if you get the medallions. And then the there was a wind temple that we know of that was scrapped. The which some people think it was kind of a sky temple instead, because the forest temple, instead of having a leaf for the symbol, like what is it? The fire temple has like fire or whatever for the design.
Forest Temple, I believe, has a fan.
Yeah, the forest temple has something that's supposed to look like wind, or like representing wind, because it was originally supposed to be a wind temple, which in Twilight Princess the forest temple was like half and half, because the wind keeps blowing and it like moves the bridges around and like keeps turning them. And then even with the forest section of Hyrule Castle, once you get to it, it has nothing to do with the actual forest. It's fans blowing everywhere. So it's more wind puzzle than it is actual forest puzzle. But there's like a lot of stuff that was taken out, and like you can find, there was one interview. The reason that people think Master Quest is Ura Zelda is because there was an interview where Miyamoto said that Master Quest that was releasing for the pre-order was Ura Zelda, but it wasn't. He just said that to boost sales for the pre-order of Ocarina of Time, because, or not Ocarina of Time, but the pre-order of Wind Waker, because, what was it? There was even a time whenever Miyamoto was being interviewed about the Nintendo 3DS, where he, the interviewer asked, like, what do you have to say about the people waiting for the 3DS XL to come out? Because they may have just bought, like, the DS when the DS XL came out. So, for the people that want to buy a 3DS but they're waiting for the 3DS XL to come out, what do you have to say to them? Like, should they wait or should they go ahead and buy the 3DS? And Miyamoto looked straight at the camera and lied to the millions of Nintendo fans by saying
no
Nintendo,
3DS XL.
Yeah, like Miyamoto said to not worry, because the way they look at it, the 3DS is perfect as is, and there were going to be no future versions of the 3DS coming out.
Or
And then, hold on.
what if it was Bill Trennan the one changing that up?
No, this was an interview with like Miyamoto on camera talking, and then there's like subtitles underneath him. And then months later, like 2 or 3 months after this interview, where he said there was going to be no future versions of the 3DS, they announced the 3DS XL. And then not only do they come out with one other version of the 3DS, they also have the 2DS, the new 2DS XL, the new 3DS, and the new 3DS XL. So when Miyamoto looked at the camera, told everyone there's only going to be one version of the 3DS, 5 more released.
Not only that, but there's also the 2DS and the 2DS XL.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, they had the 3DS, 3DS XL, 2DS, new 2DS XL, new 3DS, new 3DS XL.
The one thing I could say there that could save him a little bit is that he is not a developer for the handheld consoles. Like, he's not
He is not a hardware developer.
Ilya's
he is
in
a. Ilya.
Damn, can y'all even hear me?
Yeah.
I gotta turn you up though so that people can hear you on the stream.
I mean, I'm pretty far from my mic.
I
like,
thought-
I plugged it in, but I'm like, I don't even know if it's actually using my mic right now.
I thought
There we
you
go.
were getting
Everybody,
ready for-
everybody should be able to hear you.
I thought you
Yeah,
were getting
no,
ready
I
for your
did.
trip.
Well, I mean, I had packed it away, but I'm like, I'm still having to pack stuff tomorrow morning before I leave, and I'm like, what am I doing right now? I'm like literally going over. I'm trying to learn Swedish, so I'm literally going over that
Oh.
and watching the stream. So I'm like, I might as well plug my microphone in.
Gibbs, do we have a friend that lives in Sweden, or is that Poland?
Poland.
Poland. So my brother, his friend, what's his name? Chris? I want to know. Cody, yeah, Cody. His friend Cody is in the army, and like a week after my brother's wedding, he was sent to Poland.
Oh.
So,
Lucky.
yeah. Where did you go when you were in the army?
I was never in the army.
Oh, well, like which one?
I was in the Marines.
The Marines, yes.
But I never got sent outside the country, as in a U.S. base somewhere else. I just got sent to combat. I was in both Iraq and Afghanistan. Not at the same time, different times.
Oh. Well, Ilya,
See.
have you ever played Link to the Past?
No,
Ow.
unfortunately.
I died.
So this must be really confusing for you because it's not
Oh,
just a Link to
no.
the Past, it's a randomized Link to the Past.
Well, I mean, I feel like it would be confusing for me randomizing of any game, to be honest. But because I know a Link to the a Link Between Worlds, it's less confusing. And
Yeah.
it's Zelda, so I find it interesting nonetheless. You could put the CDI games in front of me, and I would probably somewhat be interested.
Go away!
See, it's really interesting for me because we get to watch Tevy's beautiful face while he's playing.
Okay, quick question for people who know tech stuff better. Is it more up to date if I watch it on Twitch or on YouTube?
YouTube.
Yeah, I believe
probably.
YouTube.
Okay, then I'm using Twitch. I never use Twitch, and I can't change my profile picture. I'm so confused. I deleted it from my phone. I was like, I give up. I
Yeah.
don't care.
It's not on my Twitch, anyways. It's on Tevy's.
Ooh, look at that slowdown.
I did follow Tevy's Twitch. Or
Oh,
at least
thank
I
you.
opened up the stream.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if I
Hi,
followed it.
Ilya.
I'm sorry. Hi.
Oh, Ilya, I don't know if you've ever talked to Chrissy before.
I didn't think we.
I've never
No,
talked
we
to
didn't
you, but
officially
I've definitely
talk.
heard you before.
Oh my god. That's you, crazy. I thought you were somebody else.
I was on. I had to run out of the room for a minute. Why? Who'd you think I was? Can you tell?
I thought you were Ashley.
You know, not to be mean or rude, but she does kind of sound like Ashley a little bit.
Really? That's
Which
so
Ashley?
weird.
Champion Ashley.
Yeah, Champion Ashley.
Oh,
That's so funny.
I wouldn't know. I've only heard Ashley's voice like
Okay.
once.
So
Yeah, I-
this is the dungeon where we're supposed to get the Titan's Mitt, but we already have the Titan's Mitt. So Jesse,
you're too overpowered. You have the golden
yeah,
sword.
I am OP right now. I just need some health. Like, give me
Yeah,
some
he's
health.
playing his Twilight Princess version of Zelda.
And it's amazeballs. Oh, another key. Nice. So, am I going to be a bad person if I say that I have played randomized Link to the Past more than actual Link to the Past?
No.
No,
I think
it's
that
probably
makes
more
you a bad
fun.
person.
Yeah.
No,
I've actually never beaten the original Link to the Past before.
That's
No.
funny.
I've only done the
You
randomizer.
played
Seta
you
wins in the
played-
chat.
CDI,
CDS.
Zelda,
So-
and never played Ocarina of Time, then we would stop being friends. And I'm not gonna say what else I would do, but
This is a PG stream after all.
Keep it PG, Gibbs.
Yeah.
We are a
When I
PG
went
here.
to follow it on Twitch, it was like, this is for mature audiences. Are you sure? And I was like, Zelda. I mean, if it was the German translation of A Link to the Past, then we might have an issue. But
Wait, what was wrong with the
I mean,
German
not
translation?
A Link to the Past, Link's Awakening. That's what I meant to say.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, because
Buzz Blob said stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is a
No-
child game. And
not only that, but instead of a necklace, you give a mermaid her bra, and instead,
I don't feel like that's
and-
as bad, but maybe there's something wrong with me.
yeah, and then you can see a hippo with her glandulars out. That's all I'm gonna say.
I've never
Wait, and
heard
what's
name.
that one on?
The German version of Link's Awakening.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
that's the Game Boy Zelda game.
Never played it. Kind of want to.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, there's a
I
version.
have the DX version on my 3DS, but I
Yeah, I
have
was.
on my Game Boy somewhere. I looked at all my old portable devices the other day, and I was like, wow, I sucked at all these games. Because you can see the evolution of my gaming. Because, like, if you look at my Game Boy, like, the only games I had for it were, like, Barbie Mermaid and Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my god!
Okay, you have
How
to
cute.
understand, I was, like, 3 or 4. And I just wanted to be like my
Aw.
brothers. But then you get to my DS and it's still things like Nintendogs. Which I tried playing on my 3DS one time and I was like, oh my gosh, no, I need to do
I want to
something
buy
else.
that game for my daughter.
She would
Oh.
like it, I think, yeah. If they're under the age of 10, it would
Oh.
be
I would just feel weird walking into GameStop where like they all personally know me there, and like they're like, "Oh, you buying like Mario Tennis or something?" I'm like, "No, I'm here for Nintendogs plus cats." They're just like, "What?"
They know you, like.
Well, I don't think they know my daughter. They just know me because
Oh,
like I go in there to like get
Get normal
Nintendo.
stuff.
Yeah.
Normal stuff.
Not
Most
little
stuff I
kid
played
stuff.
as a kid, every now and again, I literally, the only time I played Link's Awakening on my Game Boy as a kid, and we had Game Boy Color, so I had DX, so it was in color. The only reason I played it, and I didn't even know what I was doing, was to see that opening cutscene, where Marin, like, her little body is, like, going slow, and then it goes really, really fast to get over to Link, and the title screen. I would literally just put my Game Boy down and just listen to the title screen.
We got the lantern. We got the lantern.
Yay!
So after this dungeon, we can go back to the light world and get the item from the old man.
Alright. So in the chat, I was gonna answer this earlier, but I kept on interrupting Ilya, so like I would stop so she could finish. But Master of Masters asks, "What's the better version, DX or Game Boy?" So what I was gonna say is,
DX is on Game Boy.
yeah.
Oh.
So the original version is for the Game Boy, and then the DX is the Game Boy Color version. So it's in color, which makes it a little bit better. But here's the thing: on the 3DS, it's more of a remake instead of like a normal port like they do with normal games, because when they showed it off for the whatever, I think it came out for like the 30th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda, they actually changed the game, the way it's played, a little bit for the 3DS version to make it easier, because before I think you had to, like, you could only equip one item or something like that. So like there were times where you would have to like pause the game, kind of like the Iron Boot situation in Ocarina of Time, where like if you wanted to sink down, you would have to pause the game, take off the Iron Boots, rise up to the top, walk 2 or 3 feet, jump in the water, pause the game, put on the Iron Boots, run to the end of the water, pause the game, take off the Iron Boots. So they switched it so it's a C item, so you could just tap C instead of constantly pausing and unpausing the game. They did something similar with Link's Awakening on the Nintendo 3DS, to where they made the item system a little bit easier for you to navigate.
It's
So-
still a pain in the butt, though. Having two
Oh my
items.
gosh.
I
I
won't
keep
deny as much as I love that game.
dying.
I
Okay.
think they did something similar with the Four Swords Anniversary Edition on the game, or on the 3DS. I think they added a new dungeon to it.
Wait, no. What am I doing? I can still beat this dungeon. I got 2 blue potions. I should be fine.
You died.
So you know how that
I think I'm up to like 4 deaths now.
Sexy Mac's latest video, the timeline video, is like becoming super popular.
Oh yeah.
You should have
Nintendo
it down.
finally,
One of
or
my
not
friends-
Nintendo,
not
YouTube
even-
finally promoted it.
Not even joking, one of my friends from my university, or my alma mater, sent me a link to the video and was like, "Oh my gosh, you have to see this. Have you seen this yet?" And I was like, "Dude, did you watch the whole video?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Dude, did you hear the voice saying some of the quotes by Zelda?" And he was like, "Yeah, what's your point?" I was like, "Dude, that was me." He was like, "No, it's not. That's Elio Rose." And I was like, I was like, "Did you not know that was me?" And he was
Oh,
like, "No." I was
that's-
like, "Do you watch the podcast?" He was like, "I have a couple of times." I was like, "You need to watch a few more of them. You might recognize some."
So wait.
No.
He knew you were on the channel, but he didn't know. That
No,
confuses me.
Oh.
he knew. I guess I was never specific with him. I was like, what did I say? Because he had said, didn't you get like, aren't you like doing YouTube or something now? I was like, yeah, I get to do voiceovers for a YouTuber, and I told him, came over Jesse, and he was like, oh, that's cool, but never said anything else. And then all of a sudden, I get this link from him, and I'm like, dude,
Dude.
I even gave you my name on there. Like, you're one of the few people
like-
that know both my names.
Like, dude.
So there's someone in the chat saying tell Jesse to stop cutting off his commentators in his theory videos. Really cringy. One, the theory videos are scripted, so nobody cuts anyone off on those. And two, the only thing cringy is having the username SlayingBeaver69.
Ouch.
Ooh, burn.
Ouch. Call the fire department. That was a sick burn. Ouch.
Call the fire brigade. That was a line in a play I directed. Call the fire brigade.
Call the fire brigade.
It was French It was a French Baroque piece. French Baroque priest. I'm sure that existed.
I was gonna put
However-
him in timeout.
Oh, hey, do you guys want to see the
Oh,
boss
there
of
you
this
go.
dungeon?
Jesse,
Nice.
beat me to it.
Yeah, we gotta take the trash out.
We gotta take the trash.
I've muted some people in the chat before. There's some people that, like, it's not even like, oh, they said something that was, like, offensive. It's like, they're just saying stuff to get attention.
Yeah.
Here, let me just
Seen
post the
him
F word a
before.
million times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, do you know proper English? You can speak without using that word
Yeah.
on its own.
You obviously
it's
have
like they're
never
clearly
met
just
a
wanting
Marine.
attention. Okay, fair. I was a
Alright.
part of a theater department, so it's not like I'm unaware of this.
Ow!
but-
Stupid red skeletons. Okay, are you guys ready to see the boss?
Whipping waiting.
Well,
Let's
she.
do it.
It's right here. It's this chick. This chick's the boss.
Oh yeah. This is actually one of my favorite bosses.
I hate this boss so much, just because of how much damage it does. It's a percussionist
Indeed.
masters drum up
I
audience.
hate the last boss.
Boo!
And a
Oh
link
my
Between
God.
Worlds anyway.
Yeah.
I hate that boss.
So
It's the
Also-
A Link Between Worlds version of that boss, the caterpillar-looking thing. I promise you, I don't know what's wrong with me, but each little individual pod of the centipede, whatever it is, looks like a hamburger from an aerial view to me.
Yeah. So one thing that I want
kept
to
dying
add
from laughing.
is
Some-
on the discussion videos where sometimes people are interrupted. If like sometimes when I interrupt someone, it's to like bring it back to what the actual topic is, because a lot of times the discussion videos will go on for like an hour when like the entire podcast is aimed to be around 2 hours. So whenever we have a discussion that's going on for a really long time, like I'll try to bring it back to what it's normally supposed to be.
hey guys, we got the pen and the courage. We were supposed to get that in Dungeon 1.
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was like if they did something like this boss in a 3D Zelda game to where like you have to go to the dungeon, like when you're helping Medley in
Oh,
Wind
right,
Waker,
that's
or
what
like
we're gonna-
Princess Ruto and Ocarina of Time, and like you're saving someone from a dungeon. But like imagine that in a 3D game to where you're having to save someone, like you're saving is it Colin from Twilight Princess?
I don't know.
Yeah, Callan, isn't
Colin.
it? Callan.
Yeah,
That's
the
like-
little kid.
It's
So
Yeah, Colin.
Isn't it?
yeah. So imagine having to save the kid from like the fire dungeon or the fire temple. And then like you go in there and like halfway through the dungeon you find him. Kind of like how the Gorons were locked up in the fire temple in Ocarina of Time. So you save him and then you have to lead him through like the second half of the dungeon. But once you get to the main boss room, the door locks behind you, Link turns around, and Colin, or whatever his name is, turns into like a fire beast thing and tries to attack you.
I cannot imagine little Colin turning into something creepy. That
Yeah.
poor kid has probably severe PTSD after that occurrence.
Yeah.
Well, serves him right.
I remember in before Skyward Sword came out, and I don't know why people do this. They automatically think like, "Oh, Breath of the Wild was fun. I can't wait till Breath of the Wild 2." Like, I think it's just people that are new to the series. They think like,
Maybe.
the next Zelda game is going to be a direct sequel. Ocarina of Time did that. Wind Waker was supposed to do that, but we got Twilight Princess. But there was a lot of people that was hoping for a Twilight Princess sequel to where Colin, like, because he didn't play as young Link in Twilight Princess, they thought it would be cool because Colin wanted to be a lot like Link if he was the child hero of his next game.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting, but I don't think Colin wanted to be like Link in that way. I think that's part of his monologue. He's like, when my dad was telling me to be like you, he didn't mean I necessarily need to like use a sword, but there's different ways I can be.
Yeah, he just meant like the older cool kid from the
Yeah.
the ranch.
'Cause I think I think he's definitely a peacemaker, but his bravery derives from trying to be a peacemaker.
Who used big words? Derived.
I also think probably what his dad wanted him to be was more a responsible type of guy, type of deal, like to be headstrong about what he has to do.
Responsible? Link had
responsible.
one job in Twilight Princess.
No,
He-
not him.
He herded goats! He herded goats!
No, Link's only job in Twilight Princess was to take the sword to the castle.
And he failed miserably at doing
Yeah,
that.
he sucked.
He took it for himself.
Actually, no. He never got to do his mission. He never got to do his mission because they got attacked.
Exactly.
But he took the sword anyways.
Yeah, he did take
He
the
just
sword.
didn't-
Well,
And
he
then,
had to
never
have
Give it to
What
anyone.
else was he gonna do?
Yeah, and then Midna tried to wear the shield as a mask.
That is a skin in Hyrule Warriors, and it is beautiful.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is that so for like the Twilight, their weapons, like someone made a video, which I kind of thought this too, especially because of Majora's Mask, but the Twilight, instead of using like swords and stuff, everyone uses magic for their power. So it would make sense because of the what was the mask called in Twilight Princess? The one that they use at the very end.
The
Like
Fu-
Midna uses it to like
The Fuse Shadow.
yeah, the Fuse Shadow. So like Midna thought, okay, let's go get these weapons that we need to stop Zent, or these items that we need, and Link gets the sword and the shield, which is traditional weapons in the light world. And Midna sees the shield and assumes it's a mask, because in her world,
They don't
masks
have.
possess power.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it would make sense for Midna to try to wear it as a mask, because in her head, she's like, oh, what does this mask do?
Yeah.
Really, the bunny hood should be in every game.
Oh, I would
Well,
love.
you
I would
see
love.
when
I
they
would have
come in,
loved
they
to have
have
the
that
bunny hood
mask
in
on
Breath
their
of the Wild.
And Midna needs to return.
Yeah.
You
She's
know what I
cute.
still keep trying to do in Breath of the Wild? Like, as happy as I am, we can jump and run and everything. Every now and again, I try to somersault
Roll
into
off
a
an
tree.
edge?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. That really tricked me up. Like you can't roll in Breath of the Wild. That
I'm
was
happy I can
shocking to
jump,
me.
But oh my god,
Yeah.
it threw me off.
So that's the thing, is in Skyward Sword, you have the stamina wheel. I was kind of talking about this earlier. Even though you have a stamina wheel, you can still shake the nunchuck and do a roll. And then in Breath of the Wild, you have the stamina wheel too, but then you don't have, you can't do some of the stuff. So it's like Skyward Sword's like halfway between Breath of the Wild and the normal games, because I think I mentioned earlier, like you can do a backflip in both games, you can do the side thing, but yeah.
I'm fine with not rolling, to be honest. I'm
Yeah,
okay with it.
I'm okay with it. It was a weird curveball.
Now try going from Breath of the Wild back to Ocarina of Time, and you're
Oh
gonna
my
try to
God.
Hey,
jump
Jess, you sound
everything.
familiar?
Yeah, you're gonna try to climb Death Mountain how you do in Breath of the Wild, and you are going to die.
I played for like 15 minutes. I'm like, forget
I've
this.
not played another game. I've been playing only Breath of the Wild, and tomorrow for my 4-hour drive, I'm like, oh wow, I'm gonna play other games. I'm gonna go to play like Ocarina of Time 3D, and I'm gonna be like, ah.
Oh my god!
Wait, hold on. Didn't you say
Aw.
you got a Switch?
Slaying Beaver is still
Yeah, I
in
have
the
a Switch.
chat.
I'm gonna play my Switch
I'm
too.
removing that child.
Yeah,
You're
he's being a
not-
bit pathetic.
not gonna
How
play
do we get
Breath
rid
of
of
the
this?
Wild.
No, of course I'm gonna play Breath of the Wild, but I feel like I've neglected my 3DS for a while, so I'm like, I haven't even played Animal Crossing in like 3 weeks, and that's hard for me.
I
Forget
barely.
Animal Crossing.
I
He's
barely.
blocked, so like if he comments, only he'll be able to see them.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, nobody else.
oh
will be able to
no! It's my younger twin, Zelda, getting kidnapped. Oh, also, I'm gonna try to beat Aghanim with the bug net.
He tried saying something about my hair looking like a girl's hair because it's long, but I don't think he realizes
now
that
he's a troll.
most of the girls that I know like my long hair. So maybe he's
Also,
just
a lot of girls
jealous
have
or
pixie
something.
Cuts.
Yeah.
That's a stereotype.
Discussing him. That's
Yeah.
wasteful.
My mom loves my long hair, and it's not even as long as Jesse's is. Alright, come on, Aghanim, I'm gonna beat you with the bug net. Yeah! It actually works!
Oh my god.
My mother hates my beard. She wants me to shave.
My grandma
Not your
hates
beard.
everything on my face.
Anything but your beard, Gibbs.
I was so close to shaving
Oh my gosh.
because remember I told you that the airline lost my luggage? So all my beard care stuff was in there.
Oh no.
So I was so close to shaving because I had to go out of the house. I'm like, I'm not gonna leave the house with this mess on my face.
Okay, I'm gonna use the sword. I keep missing.
Busted up.
Oh,
So
ever
lo
had
and
to leave the
behold,
house and not have my hair product stuff. I sound like such a girl.
Mhm.
You wouldn't want to see it because where I live, it's so humid. Like the other day, my hair was so matted because I had gone to the gym and I put my hair in a messy bun or whatever, but I sweat so much. And I'm sorry, this might be TMI, but I'm trying to get it out. I was like, crap, I have to brush through it even before I shower. I brushed through and I was like, I literally look like I stuck my finger in a socket.
That's the worst. Humidity and curly hair. It's rough.
It's so bad. Like my
Oh,
hair's
humidity makes my hair curl up, and my mom loves it. Like, she's obsessed with my humidity curled hair.
I swear, so many people, usually the older generation, like, no offense, because they come from the 80s, and 80s was their time, great.
Yeah.
But they're always like, brush through your hair, and I'm like, no.
No.
That phase has passed. A lot of things are coming back. 80s hair has not.
Yeah, that's one thing that we can let die in the 80s, is 80s hair.
Yes, I
No.
enjoy my hair being plain.
You should have seen us from Jersey
Oh.
with the hairspray.
What is this?
That big coif. Oh my god.
Oh, the second shield. Okay. Well, now we're officially in the Dark World.
well, I have heartburn.
Aw.
Oh,
That's unfortunate.
Oof.
that
Yeah.
is
Just
horrible.
oof.
Just oof.
Alright.
Yeah.
I agree. So you mean you're in the Twilight Realm?
Yeah, call it whatever you want.
It'll become
Or-
that eventually.
Or is it Low Rule?
Actually, this is the Sacred Realm that got turned into the Dark World. I believe. I'm not 100% sure on that. Like, I wish I was more versed into the deep Zelda lore. But I'm not sure if the Dark World is just its own thing, or if it
No,
actually
the Dark
is
World
the Sacred
is
Realm.
The Sacred Realm.
Okay, and it was called the Golden Land before, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because so once Ganondorf touched the Triforce in Ocarina of Time, like Link plays the Song of Time, he goes in, pulls the Master Sword. There's the cutscene where Ganondorf's like, "You let me in," blah blah blah. Yeah, and then he takes over Hyrule. So once he touched the Triforce because he was evil, that was when it slowly started getting corrupted, and then over time it was fully corrupted. At the end of Ocarina of Time, Ganondorf is sealed in the Sacred Realm. So when you see him and like his arms are all stretched back and stuff, he gets sealed into the Sacred Realm. But then in the Downfall timeline, because that's where he, quote, kills Link, but in that timeline, he already touched the Triforce. So there's nothing there to stop it from corrupting after he touched it. So it just slowly starts to whatever. And then all of the evil people in Hyrule learn that the Triforce, like, oh, we can go try to get the Triforce. So they all try to find their way to get there. And then over time, because so many more evil people tried going after the Triforce, it ended up just being this corrupted dark world.
Yeah.
And the people there were cursed to look like they do. And, yeah. But really, in the new video that we made, I don't know who did the lines for it. There was some with Ilya, I know, but I don't know who did the lines for this specific part. But there was a part in, like, the top 10 best things that Ganon ever did, where it talks about him being sealed in the Dark World, and the Dark World basically became what the Twilight Realm ended up being used for, to where it was just basically a prison world that people that did bad stuff would be sent. And then not only would the people with bad hearts try to go to the Dark World and get stuck there, but it also transforms them into monsters or whatever. So it's like...
So,
it's like a fair punishment for their evil deeds, if that makes sense.
Oh, this is a problem. I realize that we cannot beat this dungeon because we do not have the bow, and the bow is the only thing that can kill these little red guys that follow your movements.
Which red guys is it?
These little, like, mouse-looking Muppet things. Yep, so, alright.
Can you not do a bomb? You can, like, put a bomb down and make him walk into it, can't you?
I think they can only be hurt by the bow. Yeah, they can only be hurt by the bow.
Aww.
Alright. Well, I hope you guys don't mind. I'm gonna use a cheat sheet real quick.
The cheat sheet?
Yeah, because if you stay on the main website after you download the new ROM, you can look up which items are at. So I am gonna look up these Zora flippers.
So Ilya, what's your favorite dungeon?
Like ever, any game?
Sure, why not?
Oh, hold on.
No, from the second CDI game.
Ugh.
Favorite dungeon from
All
the
of
second.
them. What are you talking about?
No.
Okay, she's getting banned.
And
Sarcasm. Recognize sarcasm. Oh gosh.
Vamos tablet.
think.
Okay.
Look, Chrissy left.
Thought I heard that weird sound. I have to think. I have to go through
Alright.
each game now.
While you think, I'm gonna go get a drink. Who wants lemonade?
I do.
Oh, I wish I could get some lemonade. All right,
I'll be back.
we gotta go.
Chick-fil-A lemonade.
I don't know.
ASMR.
Okay, let's do this.
All right, everyone. So we have to go to Death Mountain to get the Book of Medora, and then we have to go to
Medora.
one of the tablets. Ilya, come on.
Okay, let's do this.
I don't know.
Okay. So, it says that I have to go onto Death Mountain in the Paradox Cave. Where's the Paradox Cave?
I have no idea.
All right,
Oh my
I guess we're just gonna keep going in caves.
Okay, hold on. Let me do a quick search.
Please, cause
Hello.
Oh my God, it's Connor.
Yes, hello.
This stream just got 10 times better.
Ah, yeah.
Hello, Kermit.
Hello. How are you today?
Kermit, are you watching the stream?
Paradox
Not yet, but I will tune in.
Paradox Cave is the name for the cave in the light world, East Death Mountain. Presumably named Paradox Cave because
Thank
of the
God.
internal layout, and which doesn't line up with the external layout.
Thank God it's in the light world, because I do not want to go through the dark world right now. So,
Yeah, screw the dark world. Who needs that?
yeah, screw the dark world.
I think the Yiga like the dark world.
Well, actually, that's a common misconception. We don't actually enjoy it.
Okay. So I'm just gonna keep on going through. These different
Life?
paths. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going through life until I find this frickin' book.
Sounds good.
Link Hero of Time in the YouTube chat says that's the best Kermit impression ever.
Well,
Connor's Kermit voice is beautiful.
So Kermit, what do you think of Majora?
You know what? I never met the guy, but he seems all right, I guess.
Even though he tried to possess an undead child.
I mean, you know, some people just do weird things sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
It's justified.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really comment on it since I never met him. But you know.
I still haven't figured out what my favorite dungeon is. I keep watching and listening, so I'm like, wait, I haven't thought of my favorite dungeon yet.
Really? Like, not even the Fire Temple in Ocarina of Time?
Well, because they're my favorites for different reasons, you know? Because, like, on the one hand, I'm like, the Shadow Temple is one of my favorites just because of how well done it is, but literally, no joke, it gave me night terrors, not nightmares, night terrors as a child.
Aw.
I mean, I was 3 when the game came out.
You know, it was a pretty scary instance, you know, going through that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was.
Honestly, I don't mind Bongo Bongo. That doesn't terrify me. Dead Hand does, and you have to defeat the damn thing.
Dead Hand is. Oh my god, that gave me so many nightmares when I was a child. It was scary, man.
But the 3DS Virgin. But in the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time, which, in my opinion, I prefer the original N64 or GameCube as opposed to 3DS.
Really?
But you go through the Shadow Temple in the 3DS version, and you're just like, you look like blueberry jello. Like, Dead Hand's not even scary.
Yeah.
Well,
I think it was his.
presumably
Go ahead, Gibbs.
presumably they did that to make it look a little bit less scary for children.
Well, they were successful. Because, you know, without being, you know, white with all those red pustules all over him, and, you know, the Scyther hands are still there, but it's like, that's, you know, the famous meme, rated E for everyone. And I'm always like, yeah, tell that to 3-year-old me. I mean, I wasn't playing the game, I was watching the game being played. I just wrote Epona, but...
I was always a very big fan of the Arbiter's Grounds from Twilight Princess. I love that dungeon so much.
I was 10 years old when that came out, and it was great.
When Twilight Princess came out?
No, not Twilight Princess. When Ocarina of Time came out. We were talking Ocarina of Time.
I can calculate your age easily.
So
I feel young.
I was 3-year-old when such and such game came out, and everyone's like, let me figure out how old you are, and I'm like, I'm not worried about people figuring out my age.
I was born.
So I don't care.
I was born the same year that Ocarina of Time came out.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
See, I was 0 years old because it was a year before I was born.
Yep. So.
I'm older than 2 of you? What?
Wait, Ilya, how old are you?
23.
Oh my.
I was just gonna say it for her, damn it!
Why would you say it for me?
Because that's easy. I was 10 years old.
Hey, she's a strong, independent Ilya who don't need no Gibbs. She can take care of herself.
I'm not saying she needs me, I just wanted to do it.
Alright, so I missed a dungeon in the Tower of Hera. Well, I missed a chest in the Tower of Hera, so I'm gonna grab that real quick.
So, what was I gonna say?
I'm young, but I'm old. I'm at that weird point in my life.
No, you're not. I'm at that weird phase.
Like, I'm in this weird phase where I'm like, no, I'm really young because I've come to grips with a few years ago, my sophomore year of college, where I was like, I really don't know anything. I don't know why I ever thought I did, but I don't. And now I'm like, no, I still don't know anything, but I need to know things because people are expecting me to be an adult. I'm like, crap.
We just got the red mail.
We just got the red mail.
We just got the red mail. We just got the red mail. Ganon, now you're screwed.
So much nostalgia. Oh my gosh, I about cried when they replaced Steve.
Who's Steve?
You're like, he's going to college.
He's the guy from Blue's Clues.
And then he went to college, my butt. Yeah, right.
I went to college!
Did he go to, he worked for Dill, right?
Really?
He's also like a singer or something.
Have they found anybody for the new have they found anybody for the new Blue's Clues?
Yeah. PewDiePie.
Are you
No.
I hope you're kidding.
Sexy Mac. Oh my god.
Jesse, I've been here.
I love you.
Oh my.
I feel like we should all just do our best voice impression of something and just go for it.
Well, god dang it, I'm trying to find this Book of Medora so I can go get the Zora flippers.
God dang it, Bobby.
So is the Book of Medora not in the library?
No,
Or
it's
is
not. It's not. It is in the Paradox Cave lower middle. Oh, I thought it was just in the middle part of the Paradox Cave. But, yeah, we gotta find the book so that we can go find the flippers. And then... yeah.
Awkward silence.
Are you watching the stream, Sexy Mac?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how he's just encompassed the nickname that's been given him. Like, you know
Yeah.
what? I'm just gonna go with it.
And if you're gonna be called anything, sexy's not one of the worst ones.
I remember actually when it was announced that you and I had both won the voiceover thingamajigger. I went over and listened to yours, and I was like, why was that a competition? Why did I win?
So Master of Masters in the chat says, is it alright if I send you a Zelda theory regarding Majora's Mask? Yes it is, because everyone already sends me their theories at gameoverjesse@gmail.com.
I mean, you're not wrong.
/ Jesse is a butt. Okay, where at exactly is this?
Oh my gosh, that reminded me of something that apparently my mom and her younger brother, my uncle, did when they were like little terrors when they were children, apparently. My mom got very lucky, I was easy. But apparently, like, my grandmother found it funny, okay? She wasn't like a prude, sort of. But apparently my mom, when she was like 8 or something, like, she and her brother ran up behind my grandmother and started singing, "Mom is a nut. She has a rubber butt, and every time she turns around, it goes putt putt."
That's just beautiful.
Oh, that is beautiful.
She'd kill me if she knew I told you guys that, but
Well, whenever I meet your mom.
Yep.
well, she's always like so kind and calm and sweet whenever she meets my friends, and I'm like, "Mom, stop."
Stab
Be
it.
like that. Be yourself.
Stab it. just stab it. Just stab it.
I mean, granted, I know when I meet new people, I'm like super Miss Classy Lady. Like, I've definitely
Like,
become more
oh,
of myself.
I'm
since
Ilya
working on the game over
Rose.
Jesse.
Oh,
Be so, like,
I'm
timid
Ilya. God, let your soul. Soul. Ah, crap. You guys are this conversation is distracting the heck out of me. I'm trying to figure out where the heck I gotta go to. Ah, man. Alright, so where is it? Right here? Do I gotta go in here? I'm gonna go in here. Maybe this is it. I don't know.
Fell down another hole. I know this is lagging, but I'm like watching it in my time. I'm like,
Yeah, I had to cut the frame rate down a little bit. Okay, that's a ship. That's a ship. It's a ship.
A ship. It's a ship.
That's not what it sounded like you said.
Yeah. To get it to work, we actually had to make it 24 frames per second instead of 30.
Oh, I did it.
Ooh.
I did the block disappearing glitch.
So if he looks very cinematic, that's why.
300 rupees and a heart container. Okay. We'll find it eventually, guys. I'm not leaving until we find it. Woo! That's a lot of chests. That's a lot of chests. Oh, I hit the mother load. I hit the mother load.
I wish I could see it. I will in a minute.
Yep.
Basic boomerang, arrow upgrade, Book of Medora, Actually, yeah, that's what we had to come here for. We got it, and we got the magic mushroom.
Yay!
Oh,
but
Alright,
things
alright.
that look like hamburgers.
Well,
We did it! Yay!
Yay!
I thought
Hooray, we
mushrooms
did
were
it.
already quite magic.
Link, the hero of time, says do a Flanders impersonation.
I don't even know what Flanders sounds like.
What is that?
From The Simpsons.
Yeah, from-
now.
Oh, I watched maybe like one episode of The Simpsons. I never.
That
knew,
is
like,
unfortunate.
You poor,
I
poor
feel
soul.
sorry for you.
I don't
Thing is,
like
The Simpsons was based on my
or
childhood.
South Park or any of those shows.
Ilya,
See,
it was great knowing you.
Good run.
oh, I've lost my job.
All right.
You're fired.
I'm narrating
But
all the
I don't work here.
Did you remember from the call?
Did you really do it?
Did I do what?
No, Jesse, I was actually gonna move her.
Oh.
He kicked her out Discord.
You're fired. But I don't work here. Do you want a job here? Would I? You're fired. Aw.
I see. Ilya wouldn't get that joke.
That was a SpongeBob joke.
I know, but when she
You-
There she is.
You know, Simpsons, you gotta think.
You may be an open book, SpongeBob, but I'm a bit more complicated than that. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. It's just a carton of milk falling over. That's my favorite visual gag in SpongeBob ever. Oh, it took my arrows. Ah,
That's one of the best things, though, for like the physical comedy in SpongeBob is just when in the SpongeBob movie when Plankton's like gonna take over the world or whatever, and SpongeBob just like accidentally steps on him and just it's like, ooh, I got something in my shoe, and scrapes him off. Just this is the greatest thing.
Another one of my favorite jokes is I think it was the first episode Plankton was ever in. It was either the first or the second. But like he hops out of this robot suit and he's like, "That's right, Krabs. Now hand over the Krabby Patty secret formula, or else." Or else what? I don't know. I didn't think I'd actually make it this far.
Yeah.
Okay. Pray for the Zora Flipper. Zora Flippers! We can go get the bow!
Yeah, that's also great though. As soon as I kick this baby into maximum overdrive,
Yeah! I knew I should have ordered the turbo.
Maximum effort.
Maximum effort.
yes.
Okay. Guys, guess what? We can go back and we can finish the first dungeon!
Oh my god, yay!
Yay!
We can do it!
We can do it!
We can do the thing, hooray!
We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay!
Bellissimo, we did it. Yeah.
I have an idea, guys.
What's that idea?
Alright. Let's see.
F is for fire that burns down the whole tower is used for uranium. Bombs. N is for no survivors when you.
Oh my god.
Have you guys ever seen the videos? Somebody did like a fake opening for a SpongeBob anime.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Ah, those are beautiful.
It
Oh.
worked.
It worked.
Oh, welcome back.
Wait,
Well,
what?
we did a private call. I was trying to talk her through how to get back on, and then she just
Well,
disappeared
I
on me.
was already joined and everything, but I kept clicking on the chat, and I was like, it's not doing anything.
It's not doing anything. Why is it not doing anything?
I should have done that voice in my voice demo reel.
Like, none of you believe me! Why didn't you believe me? Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
Oh
No,
god, I hated Cartoon Network.
I used to work at a used video game store. Story of my life. And they had a PlayStation 3, and if you know, you can like download like whatever TV show or movie you want to the PlayStation 3 and just use it as like a media server.
Yeah.
And they had all of the episodes illegally, of course, of Ren and Stimpy, Rocco's Modern Life, Super Mario Brothers cartoon, and
The Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
yeah,
We're
and
the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's our game. We're not like the
Yeah.
others who get all the fame. Koopas, the Troopas,
the-
yeah, I forget.
The only
the Mario.
cool thing that I actually liked that they had, because like the nostalgia of those shows went away after like 2 minutes. So the only
Right.
cool thing that they had that I liked was they had a lot of illegally downloaded. I say that because like what the names that they had for each of the shows was just really weird. But anyways, it was
Right.
icons from G4 TV where they would have like a 30-minute documentary about like the history of Miyamoto or Kojima or like all of these people, but they were all from like the mid 2000s. So like the history of like Metal Gear Solid ended after like 3. And then like everything was like it was talking about the excitement or the possibility of the next generation of consoles, but the next generation of consoles was like the Xbox 360. So everything they were showing, like everything they were showing was like Xbox and PlayStation 2 and GameCube and stuff. And like watching all of the episodes and seeing them getting all excited about these games that were like complete duds that nobody cared about.
Yeah.
It's like the craziest. Like it was just stuck in the 90s. But there's like a cool thing about like the history of Street Fighter and stuff like that, which we seen the person who created like the main developer of Street Fighter at E3. He was like they had a line where he was like sitting up on some weird podium thing, and then you could go up and like get an autograph from him and stuff.
Awesome.
And
Yeah, he was doing the signing and stuff, but oh my god,
Yeah.
the line was so long for it.
And
It was
then-
right across the walkway
Fortnite.
from Fortnite, yeah, where you guys were doing the dancing.
Yeah. Also, I was at the store earlier, and when I was in line at the cash register to pay for my food, I opened my wallet, and there's the side of my wallet where like you put all your credit cards and debit cards and stuff. There's a hole in it, and whenever I pulled out one of my cards to buy the food, my penny fell out, and it was the penny from the Bethesda
Fallout.
thing. Yeah, the Fallout penny. They had a thing where you could like squeeze or like squish a penny and get like the Fallout person on the penny.
Oh.
Yeah, they have things like that at Disney World.
Yeah, Penny Press.
Disney World!
Anyway,
Disneyland!
I had thought that I lost mine on the plane or somewhere because I hadn't seen it since E3, but it was just lost in my wallet.
Ah. Who would have thought?
It's weird that you lose
Yeah.
things in a wallet. Now, losing something, a woman's purse, that's, yeah. We have everything in our purses.
This is extremely weird seeing Zelda with the level 4 Master Sword running and the red mail just running through the
Are you
dungeon.
saying girls can't do it?
No, I'm saying it's just weird.
No, he's
Jeez,
saying
Jesse,
no one
I'm not
can do it.
sexist.
No, there's these people that comment on my videos. Like one of the videos, I think was one where Ilya was narrating, and they're like, they kept on arguing about everything, saying like, oh, this is completely wrong, blah blah blah. This girl has no idea what she's talking about. Girls don't even play games. Yeah, and I had a comment, and I was like, well, first off, she probably knows more than you do, and
Second off, she's reading off
saying
of the
that-
script.
yeah, she's reading off
Yeah,
of a
seriously.
script that I wrote, which is accurate because it comes from interviews with the person who created Zelda. So,
I haven't
And Harry
read my
Potter is the greatest
comments on the videos
series
I
ever.
voice anymore, because there was one that made me change how I was voicing for a little bit, and I was like, no, I'm not letting them get the better of me.
No, 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 no! Stop it!
I am who I am. Because I was like, no, they hired me with the voice I have.
I am Ilya Rose. I shall voice act with what I was given. This is who I am!
Yes.
Uh, So Master of
Oh,
Masters
boy,
in the
that's
chat
favorite.
brings up a good point. I never knew that the flute does not work in Zora's Domain. I did not know that
What?
either. Yeah.
In
Like
the remake of A Link to the Past, it's an ocarina.
Oh yeah, it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's the dungeon map.
Cool.
All right, but we can actually finish the dungeon because we have
And-
the lamp and we have the bow. I'm so happy.
And the
That's great,
the forest boy that's playing the flute is turned into an actual Kakiri.
Oh.
So like, there's a lot of stuff in the original A Link to the Past that was retconned in the remake for the Game Boy Advance.
Well, Capcom did the remake, didn't they?
I think so. They also changed whenever you swing or you walk, they use the sound effects from the child Link from Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, that
So,
got
like-
annoying after a while because it sounded like he was plucking out a nose hair with each swing.
That
So
is
like
not
the
a metaphor I would have used.
the original, I could be wrong on this, but in the original Link to the Past, you don't hear a voice when he swings the sword, do you? Like, you're playing it right now. Do you hear anything?
You only hear a voice when he gets hit.
All right. So
He lets out like a little eh.
Yeah. So it uses all of the sound effects from Ocarina of Time in the A Link to the Past remake,
Weird.
which
So
technically everyone thinks of it as a port for the Game Boy Advance, but it's
a remake.
It's literally a remake. They had to like use a different engine and everything for the Game Boy Advance. The one thing that is worse about the Game Boy Advanced version is that the screen is zoomed in a little bit, so you
Oh,
get to
yeah.
see more of the screen on the Super Nintendo version.
that's what a lot of problem. That's one big problem that a lot of games on the Game Boy Advance had. That's something that the American version of Mega Man and Bass had, because it was originally a Super Nintendo game that was released only in Japan, and what ended up happening was the game suffered from screen crunch, which made it more crappy. And that's also why people give games like Sonic Genesis a lot of problems.
Another game, or games that are like that, they're the Mega Man Extreme.
Oh yeah.
They literally just ported over the exact same stages, like for Chill Penguin and some of the other stages on Mega Man X2, and it was the same thing. It suffered from a lot of screen crunching, and the sprite is literally a lot bigger in comparison to the scale
Yeah.
on the stages, so you take a lot more damage on that game than you
And
would.
the worst port is the Sonic Game Gear games, because you are required to see what's in front of you because you're moving so fast in the Sonic games.
Yeah.
But whenever your character's taking up half the screen and you can only see like 2 or 3 steps ahead of you and you're moving super duper fast, the game's literally impossible to play.
Yeah. So, Master of Masters asked a question. I thought it took 2 hits to defeat the army boss. It does, but I forgot to mention that I have the silver arrows. So, everything goes down in one shot.
Nice.
I could have used the Master Sword, but, nah. Now we can actually go into Dungeon 2. So now we're gonna go in and we're gonna get the boss.
But my neighbors decided that at almost 9 at night, they're gonna play this really loud, bass, stupid rap music on our shared wall.
I can't hear anything, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Me neither.
I mean, that's good, but I hope they don't play it for long. I
That's
swear,
why-
almost every few nights, I hear the woman in that apartment yelling, MF this, MF that, and I'm like, woman,
Chill, man. Just chill, man.
seriously.
Well, you have sucky neighbors.
I do, and they have a daughter too, like a young daughter. So I'm like, do y'all?
Like
I
a
mean,
baby
it's not
daughter?
Super late. No, she's like 10, but
Oh.
like young enough that she should not be hearing that crap.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Dude.
okay, it's not late enough yet for me to technically get mad at them, but if this goes on till I plan on going to bed, I'll probably be like banging on the wall like, shut the heck up.
Yeah. Oh, so your vacation. Where are you going?
See, to a beach on the Gulf Coast.
Are you
with
excited?
family. Yes, because the only way I can tan, because I am Swedish and Irish and German and therefore pale, is to be at a beach all day, every day for a week, and I will get somewhat tan. Granted,
Somewhat.
that'll leave up another skin when I get older, but so I don't care for much for tanning. But yes, I am excited because I basically will be a bum, but I'll be a justified bum.
A bum
Gibbs.
with a purpose.
A bum with a
Just
purpose.
got
I like
back
that.
from the beach.
Yes, I did.
Weren't you at the Gulf Coast?
No, well,
Oh.
technically, if you want to call it the Gulf Coast, but I was in the Yucatan Peninsula.
Ah.
Know what it is.
in
I have no
Mexico.
idea what that means.
Oh, I have a friend that's from
Hooray for
Mexico,
not knowing what things
and
are!
Yay!
so cool.
Hooray!
Well,
Today's episode is brought to you by the letter I don't know.
technically, I'm from Mexico.
I actually just got my mom and stepdad to watch Coco last night and today.
Coco's
You know,
good.
it's
I have
always
not seen it yet.
made mom cry. It's such a good movie. Like it's so good because like they.
I
have
want to see it so bad.
Spanish, and it's very heavy Mexican culture, but it's like it's for my friends that are actually from Mexico. They love it, and those of us that don't know Mexican culture, it's still very accessible. Like you still understand everything that's going on.
I just
and
two-shot
so-
this
Also,
boss.
it's a Pixar movie, so it's got amazing music.
Oh yeah.
Yes. I still
See-
say though, at the Oscars, Loving Vincent should have won Best Picture and not them, or Best Animation.
Oh yeah,
See-
the Oscars are trash though. Let's be real.
Oh,
Like
oh.
they don't know what animation is.
No, I'm like Loving Vincent. Excuse me, not a great story, but it was still good.
See, I don't
What do I know
understand
about animation either.
how Disney is able to get movies with such great story, yet mess up Star Wars.
You
I
see, it's
haven't seen
because
any of
it's because
the
they
new Star
get
Wars.
big name directors that don't know what the hell they're doing.
Exactly.
Congrats, you beat the boss.
Yeah, I beat the boss.
Nice.
All 3 of the original temples are done.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
All my furniture is officially moved into my place, says Chewy.
Yay! Now she can play more Fortnite with us.
Well, she didn't say she was moved in herself. She just said her furniture was.
Doesn't mean it's organized.
She said when she does the
Moving in is such an annoying
podcast,
process.
when she does the podcast tomorrow, we'll get to see all of the boxes behind her.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, do we have any more interviews coming up?
Yeah,
Didn't-
so
I think
Uh,
you guys got
Mifa?
Rivali coming up soon.
no,
just
we did Rivali.
Oh,
So
Isn't
Mifa-
Urbosa soon as well?
Yeah, so Mifa and Urbosa said to message them back around the end of July or the beginning of August. And I didn't want to message them as soon as I could, so I waited until like the beginning of August as opposed to the end of July. And now I'm just waiting on them to give me a date.
Do you guys want?
Kayla!
Kayla!
Yay!
Hi, Kayla.
Kayla.
Hello, I'm actually just in the process of finishing up moving, and you can probably hear music in the background because I am in a truck.
That's
Ah.
why we asked you
Oh.
to join, so you could tell us about your
So is there
amazing
anything
new
you guys
place.
wanted?
Yeah,
Tell us about your amazing new
So-
place.
yeah, it's time for the Kayla Power Hour. Go.
Yes.
I don't have an hour, so I'm leaving.
Power 30 seconds. I don't know.
I guess no one heard my answer.
Her soul?
Yes.
There's a song about a soul that reminds me of Zelda. I listened to it when I first played through The Wind Waker, which was also a time that I was going through like a rough breakup, or at least at the time I thought it was rough because I was a dumb 14-year-old.
Oh yeah.
So it was what was it? I think it was Say Anything was the name of the band, and then the song was about. I forgot. I'll find it and I'll post it, and you guys can listen to it. Doesn't matter. Gibbs left. No.
Oh no.
Sexy Mac,
Yes.
how you doing?
I'm doing a-okay. How about you?
I'm good. Oh, his headset died.
Ah,
doing good.
bees! Bees! Okay.
Not the bees!
Not the bees! Not the bees! Ah!
Yeah, isn't Zelda so weird? Like, you have a golden sword that can kill the king of evil, but then a bee chases you down and you run away from fear.
Yeah.
And then you also get chased by chickens who,
Yeah, you
haven't
also
died.
get murdered by chickens.
Yeah,
Unless you throw him into a volcano or to the water, apparently.
Yeah.
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 I,
Can you, in A Link Between Worlds, you can catch a bee in a bottle and then use it on an enemy?
Yeah.
yeah, you could do that in the Link to the Past
Yeah.
too.
Oh,
You can also catch bugs in Majora's Mask. It's pretty fun.
nice. Fierce Deity's here.
Hello!
Hello.
Oh, he muted his
Oh.
headphones. He can't hear us.
Oh, well then.
Rip.
Aw.
Rest in spaghetti, never forget it.
Rest in spaghetti, never forget it.
Talk to you later.
Yes.
Oh, you gotta go, Ilya?
No. I'm reading Gibbs in the chat. He says, my headset died. I'll talk to you later.
Okay,
Mm.
bye, Gibbs.
Bye-bye!
Hey, Fierce Deity. What's up? Cool. Cool.
Alright, I see.
Where,
Yeah.
where is the actual entrance for this dungeon? See, now we're at the point in the randomizer where I actually don't know what I'm doing because
Oh.
I've never gotten this far in A Link to the Past.
Like the actual game, or
Ye-
just the randomizer?
Yeah, like the actual game. I think I said this earlier. I've never really beaten Link to the Past before.
Hey, am I
What?
Wanna?
Say what?
What'd you say? Fierce Deity? Hello?
Oh no!
Fierce
Should
Deity?
stop taking
Hello?
my penis shenanigans.
No!
I'm here.
Okay.
Okay, thought I wasn't connecting.
Guys, we got wall masters.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I hate wall masters in Link to the Past.
Sending my childhood
I hate
nightmares.
wall masters in general.
Oh, the ones in
Yeah.
Ocarina of Time are freaking creepy, man.
Well,
Mhm.
yeah. The first time I encountered one in the forest temple,
No!
I was like, oh.
Even the
Yeah,
floor masters were kind of scary, because they'd like choke the life out of you.
Exactly.
Oh.
I hated Gibdos too. Gibdos were just meh.
I hate likes.
Right.
Those are just.
So
I just
you
hate Zelda.
you
all
don't
the
you
animations.
you don't like likes?
Don't try and confuse me.
Okay, this part.
Master of Masters says, would you read my theory I sent to Gmail right now on stream if I donated a couple bucks? First of all, you don't need to donate to do that unless you want to buy me a milkshake. And two, I will look at the length of the theory, and if it's short enough, then I will read it, yes. But don't donate for that reason. No.
So you know it's a legit channel
Oh.
when the owner of it is like, don't donate for dumb reasons.
Okay, so it is like it's one paragraph. So he says, my theory is this. As we all know, it was stated that the mask was created by some sort of evil cult in ancient times for hexing rituals and dark powers. Well, what if the leader of the cult was named Majora, and the mask is his, thus called Majora's Mask? And then he started using it to do evil things that were so horrible, the people of that time called upon a hero. And so the Link of that time and era came and defeated Majora, and then sealed his soul afterwards into the mask and hid it somewhere. Dun dun dun.
Done.
Isn't there something like that in a manga? Maybe I'm just confusing it with something.
I
The
believe.
manga.
Okay, so I know that the manga is not canon and all that jazz, but I believe that in the manga, the fierce deity, oh crap.
It's a big
Crap.
hairy beast, and then the
Yeah.
fierce deity makes him dance until he dies, and then
Yeah,
he carves
yeah,
the
that's what I'm
mask out
thinking
of
of.
his back. But yeah, I think the mask itself, if it goes along with all of the other masks, in Majora's Mask than it was, used to like keep someone's spirit. And yeah, like I just think it was like whoever it was like was sealed in the mask, and the same with the fierce deity. Like it was some evil dude. The only way, like Ganondorf, every time gets sealed in like the sacred realm, or like Demise gets sealed into like the sealing grounds or whatever. And then I think Majora was just sealed into the mask, and then they sealed fierce deity because they wanted to make sure they had a hero that could combat the evil. And that's it. Like I don't think it's too complicated. I think it's just like, oh, we sealed him, but what if he breaks loose? Well, let's seal the other guy that beat him so he can always be there.
Yeah.
If I may interrupt for a minute.
Yes. What, you are the fierce deity. You were there. You lived through this. You can tell us all about it.
Oh yeah, you can tell us exactly what happened.
Anyway, I forget where it is. Excuse me for my poor memory. But it said something like Girahima, and they sealed him.
Girahim?
I think I've heard that theory.
Where it is.
Wait, what was it?
Yeah, it said Girahim.
Girahim did what?
Girahim was Majora, and because he like disappeared, didn't find him.
I've heard that theory. I forget who, but I heard the theory that Girahim is actually might be Majora.
That's interesting.
Because like they both have like childlike personalities, very creepy, and they view Link as the enemy.
Yeah, but didn't Girahim quote unquote die when Demise turned him into a sword?
Well, the way that I look at it is Ganondorf, for the most part, always has his weird weapon of choice, in the same way that Link always sort of has the Master Sword. Like there's the trident thing that he has in like the Four Swords games and stuff. Demise has his weird reverse Master Sword. It has like the upside down Triforce on it. So I always assumed that in the same way that like when you play Breath of the Wild, it hints to Fi or Fi being inside the Master Sword in that game. Like there's one part where like the sword like talks to Zelda or whatever, so it hints that Fi's been in the sword the entire time. So in my mind, Girahim has just been in the trident or the sword or whatever form it takes whenever Ganondorf or Ganon uses his weapon. Because in some games he has like a sword, some games he has a trident, but I think he can just make it look like whatever he wants. But that's just my thought.
Neat.
Yeah. I wish I could remember where I heard that theory.
Okay, we Scots goes back to the Dark Worlds.
I'm trying to imagine the voice that was saying it.
I can do a quick search on Z Google.
It may have been Commonwealth Route? Maybe? I feel like it was Old McIntyre, actually.
Old McIntyre?
But,
Not
like,
sexy
with
McIntyre.
Not
Not
sexy.
the new McIntyre.
Maybe?
Not the new Mac, not the sexy Mac. Really quick, I'm gonna turn on my light because my room is like pitch black. So I will be right back.
Alrighty then.
Oh my gosh, I cannot.
But actually, I'm
get out of
gonna
this apartment. I
be
hate
right back as well because I'm gonna
music.
go do something. So yeah, be right back.
I prefer my old neighbors at
Was
my
the
university.
video-
We had a shared wall, and they had parties at 9 a.m., which I was like, hey, I need to get up anyway. Go for it, guys.
Was the video Zelda Theory Villain Timeline by Commonwealth Realm?
There's another one.
I can look it up. I mean, it's probably somewhere in my search.
Because I see a bunch of videos on this, but there's only one that I see on Commonwealth Realm. Like there's one Variety King that says Hyrule Warriors, why Girahim is Majora. There's one Majora's True Identity, Zelda Theory. But like
So I'll
if
know it
you
if I recognize the
I just gotta get this
sound
line
of
out
it.
really quickly.
if you want to give a real world answer, the answer is no, because like Majora's Mask was made before Girahim was even a thought. But if you want to like apply a retcon theory to it and like go and try to explain it with in-game lore, then you can. But like the real world answer is like just because they wanted. Like all of the geography-based theories that people have.
Turn on my mic there. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, now where do I need to go? I gotta go back to...
Have you ever thought about streaming, Ilya?
I wouldn't know how to.
Well, I mean, I'm barely knowledgeable with streaming stuff, but Jesse was able to teach me pretty well. So I think you'd be able to do fine.
I mean, like, I don't even know what I would stream.
Well, once
I'm boring as a player.
probably sometime next week, I would want to start doing some console games. So maybe next week. What are some good let me see. What are some good multiplayer games on the Switch right now?
Mario Kart.
See, there's Mario Kart, there's Splatoon. Yeah, there's Mario Kart, there's Splatoon. In a couple months there will be Smash Brothers, which if we have to do the Wii U version, we can do the Wii U version.
Like, I mean, how do you even connect your Switch to do that?
You have to use.
You'd have to get a capture card.
Yeah, no, I don't want to pay for that.
Yeah, because I think Elgato's right now they're like $100-something bucks, and that's
I remember
just.
debating getting one for my 3DS.
I
like, nah.
I remember seeing something a while ago that somebody found a way to do capturing on a 3DS without a capture card, but it's like really, really convoluted and like weird. You have to mess with the files on the SD card of the 3DS. So I kind of want to try it, but my computer doesn't have an SD card slot.
Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Wait, what's beautiful?
Guys. Here, I'm posting it in the social chat.
Okay.
It's a GameCube controller that looks really good.
Oh! Oh my god! That is beautiful. Oh my. Ooh.
Chill out, Tevy.
I'm sorry, I love the GameCube controller so much. It's my favorite controller of all time, ever.
You're gonna scare away fierce deity.
Shoot. Crap, guys, where can we go?
I read Gibbs's comment. I have an Elgato, but I read it as 2 separate words, so I was like, it's Elgato, I'm pretty sure.
Elgato.
I was like, wait a minute.
That's
Or am I thinking? I actually don't know what cat is in Spanish. I know it's gato. But I don't
Game
remember
over,
if it's male or
Jesse.
female.
Why do you pick up the pots? You can destroy them with your. I'm not playing, Master.
What-
Tevy's playing.
Kish couldn't tell.
What was he saying about pots?
Why did you pick up the pots? You could destroy them with your level 4 sword.
I'm just so used to picking up pots.
Because if Link doesn't
Wait,
pick up and break the pots, who will?
Yeah, who will? Like, honestly. But wait, you can break the pots with your level 4 sword? I need to find a pot. I need to find a pot. I gotta find a pot.
See, out of
pot,
context,
pot.
that does not sound good.
Yeah, I need
no.
need to find pots. Pot.
Keep it PG.
Come on,
Come on, Tevy. I let you stream on my channel one time.
I'm sorry.
That's actually my fault, but
Wait, no, you can't. You can't break pots with your level 4 sword. That liar, liar. Can you break them with your hammer?
Gibbs.
You can break them with your
says
hammer.
Ilya Rose cat equals gato.
right. But is it male or female? Is it el gato or la gato? Because in German, cat is female. Has the female. It's. Oh my gosh, what is it in German?
It's one of the great mysteries of our time.
Die Katze. Die Katze. It's instead of der Katze, it's die Katze. But I don't know what it is.
I gotta tell you
Male or
guys,
female.
being on voice chat, watching the live stream, hanging out with you guys, it's been really fun.
Yeah, this is the most fun I've had in weeks. So Jesse, thank you for letting me stream on your channel. I greatly much appreciate it. I love this opportunity.
You greatly much appreciate.
Greatly much appreciated.
You don't have to thank me. I thank you, because otherwise, people would have to sit through a boring 20-minute video of us answering questions.
But I'm thanking you anyway for letting me do this.
It is female. Thank you, Gibbs.
Okay, which dungeon
That's
should we go?
weird. You don't spell cat with the G. Get out of here.
Alright, I'm gonna leave it up to the chat, and to you guys. Which dungeon do we need to go to?
K. It's spelled with a K in German. I haven't figured out what it is in Swedish yet, but I know how to say thank you very much or thank you so much in Swedish now.
First got in this game, I went to the first place in Hyrule Castle.
Wait, say it again. Fierce Deity.
I need to turn him up.
Yeah. I ever got in this game was to the first part in Hyrule Castle.
Oh, the farthest you've ever gotten was to Hyrule Castle?
Huh. Alright,
When you sneak out of the house.
what do you think, guys? Should we go Swamp Palace?
If I sneaked, I don't know.
Because I think I know the Swamp Palace. As long as we don't go to the Ice Palace. I've heard horror stories about the Ice Palace.
Anything having to do with ice and it using the mechanic of ice freaks me out.
Hey, Freeze Flame Galaxy in Mario Galaxy 1 was amazing.
Okay,
Like
I haven't
that's
played Mario
the only
Galaxy.
that
No,
you haven't played Mario Galaxy?
No.
Ilya, I'm disappointed.
Okay.
I'm kidding, I'm kidding.
But I have to be honest, when I first got my Wii, which whenever that came out, I was young, I guess. Yeah, I was young, and I wanted like Wii Sports and Animal Crossing and things like that. And my family got me Mario Galaxy, but at the time I didn't care about Mario, so we returned it, and I got a different game instead.
That hurts my poor TevyBear
I didn't
heart.
even get back into Zelda until like my freshman year of college because I was like with a new group of people, and I started finding that there were a lot of people that actually enjoyed The Legend of Zelda, whereas my friends from home were like, what? So I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I can
What's
get
this
back
Peter Pan bull crap?
Yeah, my friends from home had no idea what I was talking about, but my friends at school, mainly dudes. I got a lot of dude friends from school. They're protective over me, so it's fun.
Yeah, my friends back in high school did not give a two-shilling poop about anything that I was into. They were all hardcore dude bros gamers.
Yeah, they're like, there's no real gaming. If it's Nintendo, it's not real gaming.
That's not real gaming. So I'm gonna go play Madden on my PS4.
Alright, First Deity, you said you had a question?
Can you hear my game?
On
guys.
on occasion I could hear it, but it's fine. It's not bothering me. So play away. If you're playing Breath of the Wild, you're playing a great game.
The Master of Masters.
I love Guardian fights. They're so the stalkers.
Oh yes, those are so fun.
So awesome
Once
to
you're
fight.
not terrified of them anymore, they're fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my review,
It's so terrifying. Or like, it's like one of like the second shrine you do. Well, depending on what order you go, but for me it was the second shrine I did.
Same with Lionels.
I was like, oh.
That's how I felt with Lionels. I used to be terrified of Lionels. Now I see a gold. Now I see like a silver Lionel, and I'm like, eh.
I still haven't defeated a Lionel.
Master of Masters says Mario Galaxy's linear trash. Boy, we are gonna have some issues.
no, so
Oh, come
okay,
on.
so here's the thing. There's two things I want to say. Three things. One, he's wrong about Mario Galaxy. Two, he had a question about the online service. Oh yeah, so if Nintendo is releasing the GameCube controller, could it be possible that with the release of the online service, Nintendo will release, I assume he meant release other retro games. So with the online service that you're paying so you can play online games like Splatoon and Fortnite and Mario Kart and everything, but as a thank you or a reward, you are also getting 1 or 2 free games to download with it every month like you do on Xbox Live or PlayStation Network.
Yeah.
They've only announced classic NES games for that, but they said that they will be updated to be multiplayer. They are also, however, separately releasing the other retro games. So you'll be able to purchase the retro games differently than the online service. They haven't given much details on it. All they said is that it will not be called Virtual Console like it was on the Wii U.
Yeah, that's the big misconception that everybody's messing up right now, is that, oh, it's not the Virtual Console, they're ditching the Virtual Console. It's like, no, they're dropping the Virtual Console moniker to make something new for the Switch.
Yeah, a lot of people think they're just going to call it, because the retro consoles that they have now, they call them Nintendo Classics.
Yeah.
Like the SNES Classic, the NES Classic. They think that instead of Virtual Console, it's just going to be called Nintendo Classics.
Yeah.
And then, so yeah. But the GameCube controller they're releasing is specifically for Smash Brothers, because on the Wii U they even did that.
Yeah.
For Smash Brothers, to where you could buy the USB adapter and it would take 4 GameCube controllers and run it to the USB ports of the Wii U so people could play with the GameCube controllers. But I believe you can also use the GameCube controllers to play normal games.
No, you cannot. It's only for Smash Brothers.
Even on the Switch?
You can play games on the Switch with crap. I gotta reset the room. Like you can play Mario Kart with a GameCube controller on Switch. But for the Wii U, you could only use the GameCube controllers for Smash Brothers, unfortunately.
Okay. Fish Deity, what were you going to say a second ago? Also, I don't know if this is on purpose or if it's an accident, but the fierce, you have Fierce Deity misspelled.
I know.
Okay. I didn't know if that was an accident or if you meant to spell it that way.
Yeah. No offense, but it looks like it looks like first.
Hold on, Teddy.
Oh, sorry.
Teddy, hold on.
Apologies.
Fierce is saying something.
I know.
Okay, say it again, Fierce.
Error. I have really bad time with labyrinths in Breath of the Wild.
Guess who's back?
Hold on, Sexy Mac. Fierce is trying to tell us something.
Not get to.
There's somewhere in the map that you can't get to. And what?
The labyrinth. You know those giant labyrinths scattered around the map? There's
Which
one?
one?
Akala. There's one.
Which one are you having trouble
Akala
with?
labyrinth. All of them.
Oh.
Right now I'm on Akala. I
they.
cannot find my
the
way to it.
Akala one, I just walked along the top.
Oh yeah.
Found the entrance.
If you can get to the top of it and then just cheat, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
Chrissy messaged me.
Wimp.
How long is Tevy's
Ravioli
stream?
can help me with that.
Tevy, Chrissy messaged me, said, how long is your stream? Okay, you've been going for
a couple hours now, I think.
Yeah.
So, probably we can cut it after I get done with the next
20 minutes.
20 more minutes? Okay, yeah, I'll go with that.
That's how long you've been going so far, is 220.
220 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually.
No, that's a lie. 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. 2 hours, 30 minutes.
150 minutes.
Ah, okay.
Oh, she wants to play Fortnite.
Okay.
By the way, guys, guess who just ordered Zelda pizza?
Oh yeah.
Was it you?
Eats them forever.
It was me.
It was me.
It was me, Mario.
I did it.
Have you
It's
guys
me,
heard the
Mario.
Fortnite news story?
What was that?
Have you guys heard about the big Fortnite news story?
What news story?
There's a new story.
You haven't heard of it?
No, there's.
Fortnite. It's super crazy. People are hiring coaches.
Oh yeah. we knew that.
Yep. We've heard about that one.
Yeah.
Like
See, when you
coaches for
say
Fortnite?
have you heard
It's
about
crazy as hell.
the new Fortnite stories? on the channel.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Fortnite has a story.
Yeah, no, it's our job to cover like all gaming news. So we almost know like all of the new stories on
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard
the
it from
random
Nintendo
stuff.
Life, and I'm like, what's going on here?
Yeah, we were talking about that. We were streaming Fortnite last night, and I was telling everybody about that. How like parents were like hiring coaches and stuff, which sounds stupid at first, but once you start thinking about it, and like people winning like millions of dollars by playing these tournaments, it's not such a bad idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
like
true.
if
I
if
think parents
someone
are actually trying to break their kids away from Fortnite. By the Fortnite coaches, I think they're trying to break them away from it.
yeah, go home every day after school,
Bosky?
practice violin for 2 hours, and then practice Fortnite for 2 hours.
All right. Well,
I wish I knew violin.
okay. So I found the Cane of Samaria, which I know you can use to do the ice dungeon. Should I go for it? Go to the ice palace?
Whatever you want.
Maybe. Would you like to? Can you save this?
Yes, I can save this.
Okay, then you could save, and then I guess we could play Fortnite.
Yeah, I probably do need to save because I have not saved this entire session.
Because I want to. I don't have.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, I have to work in like an hour or so, so I was gonna play 1 or 2 rounds of Fortnite.
Okay.
I
Well,
also need to finish packing, so I'm gonna go now.
Okay. Bye, Ilya.
All right,
All
bye,
right,
Ilya.
so-
Thanks for joining.
All right. So with all that being said, thank you guys for watching, and thank the people in the call for joining me for this. I appreciate it. So probably next time we are going to be going into the Ice Palace, and then maybe next time we'll try to beat Ganon. We'll see what happens. So we are going to cut this stream, and I'm going to throw it back over to Jesse so we can play some Fortnite. All right.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you guys for watching. Have
All these
yourselves a
stages
fantastic
and
night,
everything.
and take care.